Wonderful morning. It is February 19th, 2026, and we are still on the edge. You haven't had any freak out this week. A lot of the AI stuff has chilled, but essentially we're still fragile when you look at software and all that. You had a lot of earnings. I mean, it's kind of shaking up the board in terms of the rotation in staples, but most of it's well. You got Korea going crazy. You got a little bit of data that surprised, both good and bad. The trade surplus surprise, jobless claims were a little bit better, and then the Philly Fed actually ended up popping up, and now tomorrow we get a whole set of data, and then you might get a ruling from the IEPA stuff, but now all eyes, my friend, are on the seasonality. So you pretty much have one decent day left in the tank, and then pretty much from here, the rest of February does not look so hot. So I hope you're ready for a good day of 7 hours. I hope you're locked and loaded, Chatadonia, but you know what we got to do. Before we chase a dollar, before we try to win rich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people, one that's made a sacrifice that most of us never have and ever will, and I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out, all the active servicemen, past servicemen, anybody who has served this country, God bless you. Thank you for your service. I hope none of y'all, everybody listening, don't ever take your freedom for granted, man. And I hope you use it. And those who have used their freedom to ensure our freedom, oh my goodness. God bless every single one of you. And I do hope you save the 10%. I hope you buy a crib. That's that. You get the long term and use everything we got here, man. Transfer over all that discipline to these markets. And I know it will reward you, my friends. But God bless every single one of you and your families. Thank you for the sacrifice you all made. And big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Set the digits! Oh, it's game time, Chad. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's game time, Chatadonia. Good morning. Happy Friday, Junior. Happy Friday, Junior. Shout out the vets. And let's see. And, yeah, oil. I forgot. That's the other big one. Again, I'm looking ahead to the future, man. You know, you got some earnings. You got seasonality. You did get a decent amount of back and forth with some of these companies. But, yeah, the Iran situation. So once again, you have oil coming up. And I don't know. I told everybody this in the morning here. I'll tell you guys to make sure you are aware. But fun fact, you've never had a market crash because of a war. So I think you even ripped in World War II, to be honest. So yeah, you might get volatility. It's probably going to affect oil only. But at the same, not only, but you might get that little feedback that you got even with Russia, if you guys recall all that. So yeah, it's not as if it's interesting how much attention it's getting. I do think what happens to oil is important. But yeah, we're going to hear that a lot today because that's pretty much what you got yesterday. If you don't remember, oil just kept climbing. But yeah, we just got to see if we could get out of this fragility, man. You've definitely stabilized, but we are just staying pinned. I know Walmart Green is actually kind of insane. I want to know what he said. Dave 10. And then do you guys notice something? I changed something today. It's because it was cold here in California. It was at sub-freezing temperatures, around 50 degrees. So I thought we needed the fire sound effect. You know, I don't know. It's a little chill. I feel like I can't hear it. I feel like it's not even keeping me warm, bro. So we are going to find out. But yeah, you got about 40 seconds till the bell. Like the video. Love yourself. Be blessed, my friends. Okay, yeah, you hear it now. It's just you barely hear it. Yeah, it's small. Here, is that a little better? Do we got to turn it up a little more? I don't know if that's going to be too loud. It's going to sound like you're on a jet. Oh. So, yeah, man. Call out anything. Don't pump on your bro's head top, man. Be wise about it. And, again, you got a whole nother week here of the volatility, or, excuse me, the seasonality. And we're going to find out. TAP is not back there yet. We're still up on it. I think we're still up 10% on TAP. So, if it does come down, I need to check the ex-dividend. But, yeah, I got an eye on it. I think it's going to... Oh. Round 1. Fight. Yeah, I need to check. TAP doesn't have... They have not announced their ex-dividend yet, actually. I'm glad they didn't cut it. So, again, watch Staples, too. They were a little bit weaker, but that might change there with how Walmart played out. And then you got a couple of M&A activities. Oh, I didn't tell you my plays. Yeah, Walmart, Fig, eBay, Coupang, and Etsy. And then IGV, of course. And then we're going to see... I want to see those premiums from yesterday. I need to see how they opened. Oh, wow. They opened up strong, actually. All right. I'm surprised. I thought they would have expired. I thought they would have got killed by the theta. You haven't seen 50 degrees in months, like in a good way or a bad way. I don't know. But then NASDAQ down 0.48, SPY down 0.3, Russell down 0.6. See if that's going to do its 0.5% swing here to start. And then Dow Jones down by 0.3. Yeah, MPT had a good earnings. That's MPW. For those that don't know, I'd watch real estate too. They're going to be interesting. And then again, what happened with bonds? They were one of the bigger factors here this week. And then yesterday's bond auction, that kind of slowed some things down. Oil's chilling though. Oil's still in the range of yesterday. And then you have like what? Another 30 points of the gap down. And then equal weight's already starting off lower, but so is the overall SPY. And then Coupang, again, Korea. Coupang was the Kevin Warsh one, but they did not get any love. Actually, it's kind of turning up here. So we'll see how that one holds. I need to see IGV. Again, silver was doing decent. Silver's done very good, actually, considering all the China shit. They've lost some demand. Yeah, Klarna had bad earnings. And then Carvana as well. I don't know if Carvana's still holding. Carvana was down 20% at one point, and then it recovered. But, yeah, people were not too happy with them. And then DoorDash did decent, but they're already kind of slipping here to start. A couple of biotechs on the high. Illumina. Is MPT still going? Yeah, okay, well, it just took another one. I mean, that one might be I hate playing MPT on the options, but if it does start to melt up, again, you might get if the staples are weaker, you might shift to another set of rotationary names. Again, staples are up, though. They were down. I still don't trust them, though, because most of that's going to be Walmart. Intel down 3. Check Global Foundries, too. They were down yesterday into the low. Meta's going up. Again, who was it who bought somebody? Oh, no, that was eBay. I like the eBay purchase, man. I don't know if there's any eBay bulls out there. But eBay buying, what's it called? Depop. I think that's actually right up their alley. You saw Conagra. You saw Conagra in real life? Bro, you see Conagra every day. That's surprisingly. Conagra? You love eBay and Depop? I do. I'm surprised Etsy sold it. Etsy's up on it, though. I just don't know if it's going to hold. Weren't they up 20? All right, and then let me see. How much are these? These are very expensive, Habibi. Very, very expensive. Okay, those will move 60 cents at a time. Yeah, a lot of the premiums held up a lot, so I'm going to give that a larger window. I haven't decided on anything just yet. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of software, unless you're Korean, bro. So the software, or it's not software, excuse me, semiconductors. Semiconductors in fucking Korea have been killing it. So that's kind of been the thing. Actually, what was that one? Corsair. You guys remember from the other day? Yeah, they already gave that one up. That faded. Where's Fastly and Net? Fastly's still chilling. Net's a little weaker, though. That did not hold good at all. If Carvana recovers, I don't know. That has another 8% of range just from yesterday. And then keep an eye on Walmart too, because that could either give it back up or start to go. Oh, it's my calculator app. Thank you. As soon as the Etsy call started, it came down. Well, it just sucks. I mean, I think it's good that they got $1.5 billion, but now, what the hell are they gonna? That was a very good vertical. I don't know why they'd get rid of it. So, I mean, that's almost half of their company, half of their market cap in cash. But, yeah, just now what are they going to sell? I mean, Etsy's still good as a platform, but, dude, I know Depop has been active for a very, very long time. And then, again, first 5 minutes here, we have not moved. NASDAQ still down by 0.5. Russell is yet to make a 0.5% move, as it would do here in these quick mornings. Gold's kind of coming down, and you haven't got to move on oil. Actually... Oh, there's none of those cheaper ones. Yeah, Cool Whip to Pam Spray. Yeah, it's all Conagra. Bonds are actually going straight up here, too. I don't see anything else moving with it. So, again, it's not like you have oil. Again, this could just be the morning, though. That is what bonds like to do. And then notice communications are going up. Those are holding. Trump in the Board of Peace event. Oh, isn't this their first meeting? To start off the Board of Peace, we're going to Iran and going to force our peace upon them all.
Good job, and some of these leaders that are with us have helped me very much during just this first year. We have a first year like probably no other ever in our country, because we settled 8 wars and I think a 9th to come. It's turned out to be a tougher one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But with war, you never know what's easy and what's not so easy.
Wow, he ended 8 wars. We've had a great
relationship, and I've become friendly with so many of the people. And I appreciate you being here. These are great people. These are great leaders. And the people that are watching by closed circuit and open circuit in many cases are so proud of it. They want it to be open. But they become incredible friends of mine.
Fly a little lower.
And, you know, we rebuilt our country in my first term, and now we're at a point that the United States has never seen before. We broke 50,000 on the Dow. They said that would take 4 years. We broke 7,000 on the S&P. They said you couldn't do that within 4 years. It would be impossible. And when I came in, they were all saying if you could get to anywhere close to 45,000, it would be amazing achievement over 4 years. Well, we hit 50,000 in the first year, and we hit 7,000, which was actually tougher to do according to the Wall Street geniuses. We hit 7,000 in the first year. They said it could take 4 or 5 years. They'd be very happy. It would have been a great job. We did it in one, but we're doing a great job. Board of Peace is one of the most important and consequential things I think that I'll be involved in. We've been involved in a lot, and really I've been involved in a lot with the people up here. We work together on ending wars with their country. Some of the wars were 32 years long, 32, 34, and a 37. That's a long time, and we ended it in about 2 days, each one of those. But we have some other work to do, and we're getting it done. Gaza is very complex. It's been amazing. I want to thank Steve and Jared for an amazing job. Marco's over there watching everybody's fantastic, and JD, what a job. They're all doing. It's a team. I think it's the best team ever assembled. And you see that by the results. So today is a tremendous honor to welcome you all to the United States Institute of Peace for the inaugural meeting of the Board of Peace. Very important. I believe it's the most consequential board, certainly in terms of power and in terms of prestige. There's never been anything close, because these are the greatest world leaders. Almost everybody's accepted, and the ones that haven't will be. Some are playing a little cute. It doesn't work. You can't play cute with me. But they're playing a little bit. But they're all joining. Everybody, most of them very immediately. A few that we really don't want, because they're trouble. Take care of them. But this is the most prestigious board ever put together. You know, I've seen some great corporate boards. I've seen some great boards, period. It's peanuts compared to this board, because we have virtually everyone is the head of a country other than Johnny, but he's the head of soccer, so that's not so bad, right, Johnny? I like your job the best, I think. And by the way, your World Cup has set every single ticket record in the history of soccer. In the history, nobody's ever seen anything like it. The sales are virtually complete. Nobody's ever seen anything, so congratulations. You made a good decision. We did it together. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
So I want to thank the many leaders and dignitaries who have traveled great distances and lengths for the important gathering that we're at right now. This building was built for peace, and nobody knew what to name it. And then Marco named it after me. I had nothing to do with it. I swear I didn't. I swear. I had no idea. They said there's a surprise coming.
Oracle and apps, see if software starts catching a bid.
Money or something, maybe
surprisingly,
cash.
it's not.
You can always use some extra cash.
Oh my gosh, you cannot get out of here.
And they
and then
stopped
financials
beautiful
are doing
beast.
decent, but
I got out very
KRE's
safely,
doing better
sure.
than XLF.
And looked up.
Yeah,
and
overall everything's still red. Nasdaq and Russell still matched up there.
When I say
bonds
that
haven't got to move yet.
Dollar's
Dollar's still up by
nobody
a quarter.
believes it, and that's okay. But I appreciated it. That was Marco and JD and a group got together and they did that, and I just thought it was very nice. And it makes me work harder. We're going to have to work harder. We're going to have to make this building much more important. They built it's brand new.
Good morning.
They built it for peace, but nobody occupied it. You know, nobody knew.
Oh, I'm surprised
what the purpose of it. But
again, I do think oil is the one that's going to be more
with the meeting
Strait of
rooms,
Hormuz bullshit. But then again, I mean,
really
we've done this a
Who
couple
would
of
think
times.
That it was built.
You could even do
without
spreads
anybody
too
in
on
mind
any of
or
those.
Anything in mind, and then the State
The
Department took it
Lantern
over.
now,
They
again,
liked
just had
it. Marco
Oracle
came
app,
over one day. He saw
the
this.
software
he said, this
that
building
ETF
is
won't
great.
even tick up.
And he actually claimed it.
And Staples
right?
now
he
going.
claimed it. And that's what he does. Where is Marco? I said, Marco, is that true?
Well,
you claimed
no.
this building. You took it away from about 5 groups that wanted it. That was done very quickly, very methodically. But it was really built so beautifully in such a beautiful building. But we worked together to ensure the brighter future for the people of Gaza, the Middle East, and the entire world. I think that the Board of Peace, because it's mostly leaders and unbelievably respected people, but mostly leaders of Middle Eastern countries, countries from all over the world, and they've been very generous with money.
See, oil
also.
might even take a dip if he says if he starts talking
which
diplomacy.
I'll say in a moment, is also very generous with money.
You definitely might even get one of these
because
comments
there's
here.
nothing more important than peace.
It would meet
and
the
there's
theme.
Nothing less expensive than peace. You know, when you go to wars, it costs you 100 times what it costs to make peace. We have a man at the end right there that's smiling because you learned that after 30 years of fighting, right?
Bitcoin's about to go
30 years
green.
of fighting, we got it done.
Dollar's
I want
still
to
up a
thank you very
decent
much.
amount. Bonds are chilling down
great
10th
thing
of
you
a
did,
percent.
you and
SPY
your new
just right
friend.
near open. It's a lot calmer here to
my
start off the
office and
morning.
they said,
I mean, give it another
I've been
15
fighting
more
for
minutes,
22
but
years. Now you're there for
still,
23
just keep
years.
in mind,
right?
it
But I've
might
been
be
fighting
slower
for
like it was the
22
last
years.
couple of
All I've
days.
done is fight this
Fast
gentleman.
for the burst and then
And
chill.
his counterpart
And then move towards the end of the day.
there for 7 years. He said, I've been there for 7 years.
What's up,
All
baby?
I've done
Good
is
morning.
fight this gentleman. And
Good
we had it
morning.
worked out in about 24 hours, right? And it's been a good piece. And I think they've become friends. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that, but I think so.
Sprouts, they have
become
earnings
friends,
today.
Right? Right. Great.
Yeah,
Stand up. Stand up. These are 2 tough cookies, too. You think that was easy? It wasn't easy. These are 2 tough people, good people, but tough people. But, you know, we're in the Oval Office, and we were getting near. But the one was at one side of the room. I have 2 chairs right in front of the desk, the beautiful, resolute desk. One's over here. One's on the other side of the room. I said, fellas, could you get a little closer? Well, I don't. They felt very uncomfortable. You know, they've been killing each other for 32 years. So I say, can you get a little closer? After 1 hour, they were right next to each other. We made a deal. They hugged, they signed, and we had peace with 2 very important countries.
Peace.
And I'll never forget it. So they started off a little weak, and they ended up really strong. And you can be very proud of yourselves. It was a beautiful thing to see. Thank you.
Leaders are
look at
playing
that.
cute with
Can you
War and
believe it?
Peace.
32 years.
That's the headline.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
25% cash. Do you think NVO?
But we're honored to be joined today by
I would wait a little bit.
Prime Minister.
But it's up to you. I mean,
Rama
you're already above the limit.
of
I don't know
Albania.
how you got above there in the
President,
last couple months.
Where
but
is President?
I mean, it's not the worst
pick,
pick, but
Where's
I would
President
try to get
Milei?
something a little bit more quality.
I endorsed him. I'm
But
not supposed
NVO
to
in
be
those
endorsing
40s
people,
hasn't
but I endorse
disappointed
when I
usually.
like people. You know, I've had a very good record of endorsing candidates within.
Oh yeah, the owl
the
stuff
United
was
States.
bad.
But now I endorse foreign leaders, including Viktor Orban.
Again, we had the same
who's here,
sort of freak out earlier
and
with the
others.
software.
And I endorse
Blue
this
Owl and
gentleman,
who's the other one?
Milei.
They own most of the
He
software
was a little
bonds,
behind in
too.
the polls. He ended up winning in a landslide. I just endorsed the Prime Minister
that's
of
a high of
Japan.
the day,
She
but
was
then
in a
you're
tight
literally
race, but
bouncing
she's probably
right to
gonna win,
VWAP.
and she won in the largest number in the history of Japan. So she likes me a lot. But it was an honor, and you're doing great. Oh, look, they're sitting right next, Victor.
Victor.
But ultimately, I think I'm going to end up endorsing. Hey, look, as long as it works, it's okay with me. But the endorsement seems to be working in foreign countries, too, so that's good. But nice to have you both. Victor, nice to have you both. Very proud of you. The Prime
Kashgari,
Minister.
Warsh is well equipped to be
another-
Fed chair. KKR,
You're
that was
just a great
KKR,
guy.
Owl. There's one more, though.
Pashinyan of Armenia.
But yeah, all of those started off low.
President Aliyev of Azerbaijan. I love saying that name now. You know, at the beginning it was giving me a hard time. Now I love
Still
saying
fun
it.
to
It's a
say,
beautiful name.
Azerbaijan.
I love it. His Majesty King Hamad bin Essa Al Khalifa.
Staples are going up
of
there. So again,
Bahrain.
even your comms and staples,
Bahrain.
some of the defensive
Thank you.
rotations are actually
Thank
still
you.
holding
Where are
up.
you?
Again, SPY and Dow got a
you?
little worse. NASDAQ, Russell,
He's so
still
rich,
the same
he
for
can
the last
sit there.
15
he can
minutes.
Sit wherever the hell he wants.
Fig already
You
gave
know,
that up.
He could sit up in the corner. He could sit up top.
Where's a Dab? I mean, all
might
the
take a
software
piece
is
of this
still just kind
building,
of getting
mark
dragged
up.
right now. I don't know if the
It'll take
KKR
25%
Owl
of
stuff
the building for
affects
about
it as
$6
much,
billion.
but we're still just not
Thank
out there.
you.
Then
And you've been
Fastly's
very
going up
generous
still.
also. We appreciate it. Prime Minister Hun Manet
Well, more of the staples are
Cambodia.
going tap.
Raise your hand wherever you may be.
They had the bad
Because,
earnings,
yeah,
but they're
hi,
still
how are you?
chilling. See if that ends up getting a bid, you'll kind of
Congratulations.
understand
That was another
how
one,
people are
right?
feeling.
We did a good job with that one. Prime Minister Madbouli of Egypt.
That's fun to
Thank you
say.
very much, and say hello. to
Madbouli.
the
Dabuli.
General/President. Okay. Prime
Did
Minister
MPT keep going?
Orban of Hungary, who has my
Yeah,
complete and total
15%,
endorsement for election.
It's
Not
been a while
everybody in
since he's been
Europe
here.
Loves that endorsement.
You got to get through the
That's
2025.
okay.
Kind
He
of looks.
does
The
an
chart looks like
unbelievable
Pfizer.
job. He's done an incredible job on immigration, unlike some countries that have hurt themselves, but they're working on it. But I just want to let you know you have my total and complete endorsement, and I'm putting it out. I already did, but I'm putting it out again. And you're coming up with an election, and I think you should be good. I'll tell you, Milei did pretty well. He was a little down, right? And then he ended up winning in a landslide, so that's pretty good. You're going to do great, Victor. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. You run a great country. A man that I really like a lot he's definitely tough. I don't want to fight him. President Prabowo of Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the year-to-date
Please.
laggers so far
He's
is
a big
still
guy. I tell you, I said,
still
how many
primarily
people in
been growth
Indonesia?
stocks.
He said like 240
Remember,
million.
you could
I
pull
said,
it
no,
up
no,
here,
say
too.
It again. How many? It's a big country you have.
on
And
TD.
you do a
Just
great
up
job and
Watchlist,
respected
then add
by everybody.
S&P
Thank you
and
very
then
much for being
year-to-date
here.
gainers.
Thank you very much, Mr.
shit.
President. President Tokayev of Kazakhstan. Thank you
Very
very
nice.
much. What a country that is. It's a wonderful country.
Intuit
and a
is
rich
actually the
country,
worst
in
now on
case
the
anybody
SPY,
has
then
any
app,
questions.
then
We have some
IT,
very
then
rich
Workday,
people here
then
today.
Hood.
President Osmani of Kosovo.
Yeah, most of them are going to be Staples.
President,
Humana's the only
thank
one that's
you
pretty
very
much, or
much.
not Staples, excuse me,
Great,
software.
Great job you're doing, too. Thank you very much. Prime
Meta
Minister
kind of catching candles
Sharif.
now. Again,
I like
Google's
this
starting
man.
to go too. So if
Of
you get some Mag
Pakistan.
7 support,
'Cause there
you're
was
just
some
not really getting too much of a
fighting
bid on IGV.
going on when I
Again,
got
I think
to
I don't
know
know if
him
Bitcoin's
and
still in
your
the
field
green.
marshal.
Yeah, Bitcoin just went green.
General, great general, great field
Pepsi's
marshal.
chilling.
A
See what the
great
Staples
guy.
and Communications do, but a
And,
couple of bids here in tech.
I got to meet the Prime Minister. And he said in front of our chief of staff, Susie Wells, who's right here.
CRM, but yes,
He
you
said,
have
you know,
a nice. These are all. Most of them are big names, but it's all software if you're willing to take that risk. But lowest is 42%, but there's a lot of 30% decliners here to start off.
When he stopped the war between us and India, right? You made that statement. I said 25 million lives. Could have been much more, actually. But it was really a beautiful thing. You said that in front of a group of people that was. They walked out. They don't think about it, but you're talking about that kind of lives. That war was raging. Planes were being shot down, right? And it was Pakistan and India. And I got on the phone with both of them, and I knew them a little bit. I knew...
Yeah, Med is about to go green.
Prime Minister Modi very well, actually. I got to know
Governor
Pakistan
Hochul pulled a proposal that would have allowed commercial robo-taxis outside of New York City.
Trying to make too good a deal, and I got a little upset with them. And in the end, they got what they wanted, right? And they made a good deal. And I got to like them, the Prime Minister, the Field Marshal, who's a tough
Okay, high tickers picking up on the low end. Bitcoin, Microsoft, Google, Netflix, Meta. It's more Mag 7 than
when
not.
I heard that they were fighting, I picked up
apps on the high again?
I won't tell you which one because it's fake news.
So they started off lower and then started going up.
I picked up this newspaper and I saw that Pakistan
Oracle,
and India were really going
and then Broadcom too, but you're not moving the Broadcom with a couple of
planes
candles.
There you go.
IGV starting to move a little bit.
It was all out, and I called them. I said, "Listen, I'm not doing trade deals with you two guys if you don't settle this."
Tesla and Uber haven't responded yet to that.
No, that has both of them. They didn't want to do that. I said, "No, it has to. If you don't do it, I'm not doing a trade deal. We're not doing a trade deal." And they do a lot of business with the United States, and they sort of softened up all of a sudden. And all of a sudden I read where there was a little bit of a pullback by one, then the other, and all of a sudden we worked out a deal, right? But I said,
Tesla.
If you fight, I'm going to put 200% tariffs on each of your countries, which essentially makes you not allowed.
See if the algos don't like hearing that.
Any business. One of them, I won't say which one, said, no!
Reuters is going to come out with a fake one.
They both
Trump
wanted
threatens
to fight.
200% tariffs tomorrow.
But when it came to money, nothing like money. When it came to losing a lot of money, they said, I guess we don't want to fight. And we solved that deal in 2-3 days, right? And we did. We said, these are two very powerful nations, these are two nuclear nations. And I don't want to say what was going to happen, but, you know, bad things happen. So, Prime Minister, I want to thank you because that was a very big deal. People have no idea. A lot of them say, oh, well, they weren't fighting. They were fighting. 11 jets
a couple
were
more
shot down.
chip stocks on the high.
Expensive jets.
The CoreWeaves, the
And
SMCIs.
both of them were all in.
Again, Intel, AMD's actually in the green. Intel's lagging a little bit.
I think we'll always be able to sell.
And then again, crypto, MSTR, Coinbase, they're all catching a bid right now.
This
is technically your high of the day, intraday.
And Prime Minister Modi also. He's a great man. He's a great guy.
Another 20 points to fill the gap.
But I was very proud of it. President Pena of Paraguay is here. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy.
Tap, I like it, but we need a little bit more. Let it fucking die.
Doesn't mean we have to like you.
So again, we're still up on it.
I don't like young, handsome
even from the last purchase.
Men. Women, I like. Men know how to have any interest. Good. That's right. That's right. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job, too. His Excellency Prime Minister Al-Thani of Qatar.
Oh, I'm looking in between. Women, men, it's okay to like that.
He's a great man.
What did he say?
Highly respected. And he's working with a man who is
gold and
amazing.
Silver. GLD, though, printing the high.
He needs a public relations agency because you do so much good.
Again, high ticker now, you're starting to get a little bit more momentum. Low ticker's kind of drying up.
You help us so much, and you're such a good ally. And I just want people to know that. And the Emir is incredible, smart, as smart as you can be, a great leader. And he cares so much for the people. And he cares so much for the Middle East. So I want to thank you very much and send my regards. Your country has been a great help. So, you know, surprising to some of the people writing out there, but now they'll start changing that too. I only tell the truth.
Yeah, bro. Today's Mag 7.
Prime Minister Don of Romania.
Software needs to fucking tag along,
people.
but
the Romanian people.
I do see a lot more
fantastic,
of the meta
fantastic
kind of just
people
giving you
like
the
you're
stability.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're climbing up though.
And a lot
you
of
got
them
a lot more.
come
I'll give you a
and work
check
in
up
this
here.
country and help us in this country, as you know. And it's
what has it been? 50 minutes?
Just really
30 minutes?
Really solid people.
215 green, 285 red on the SPY.
Oh, yeah.
Dow 20 red, 10 green.
Uzbekistan.
And then NASDAQ 35 green, 65 in the red.
There he is. And a friend of mine, he's got one of the most difficult names in history, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Your country's doing great. You're doing great. And just no problems. Every time I see him, nope, we're doing good. No problems. And General Secretary To Lam of Vietnam. Vietnam is incredible.
Yeah, all of them. I think. I don't think there. I think there's like barely. We're talking like 1/10%
really great
on any of the
Mag 7.
A lot of respect. So they're all starting to climb.
A lot of respect for your country. We'll also want to express my gratitude.
That's why, because I keep looking, I'm like, all right, they're moving up, but then it's like moving slow, and I think some more of the software names are a little bit slower. And then again, you do have a majority of names down across all indexes, but
he went to one school, he graduated.
Holding decent.
You know, most people, if you watch some of the people that were at the event in Munich, they didn't graduate quickly from college. They had everything they could do.
He's talking shit about AOC.
Young, attractive woman. She was unable to answer questions. And
you just call AOC
didn't do
hot?
So well, like JD did in college. JD graduated in a 4.5-year college in 2 years. And then he went to Yale and he graduated at the top of his class, went to the military grade. But when he went to Yale, there was one person that was marginally ahead of him.
Take that AOC?
So he married her. Can you believe it?
He said
he married the person that was ahead. I don't know.
I didn't say that.
I always like to say JD was first and Usha was second, because I get a little uncomfortable when I say the. But he's been incredible. He's a brilliant guy and a great guy, and he's been my friend. All of our people, we have a fantastic group of people, our cabinet members, everybody, many of them here. But JD's been great. Thank you very much. He gets a little bit tough on occasion.
You're juicing. A couple of the earnings, too, like Deere. I don't know where Walmart's at, but I'm seeing a little bit more broadening out there.
Your friend sitting in the back, your best friend sitting in the back is
Tim got a nice upgrade.
Marco
they even ran yesterday, too.
But it's a kill.
And then NVIDIA is the one that's down. NVIDIA's down 0.5%.
The result is the same.
Like,
they do it very differently.
0.3 here on the
and
SPY.
Marco, you
still
really
red, haven't filled the gap.
2 days ago in Munich. In fact, so proud that I almost terminated his employee because they were saying, "Why can't Trump do this?" I do, but I say it differently. But Marco, don't do any better than you did, please, because if you do, you're out of here. But no, I want my guys to do great, and the acclaim he's got, and the acclaim JD gets.
About a Baconator today.
Is great. We have smart people.
Pending home sales.
And when you see the representatives there,
so watch the bonds.
Like Gavin Newsom, he didn't know what he was doing. They didn't even know why. He didn't know why he was there. Or AOC, she was unable to answer a simple question. And she could have said, "Well, I'm studying it, and I'll report back to you next week." You know, you can get away with that. But she just went, it's actually, I think it could be a career-ending answer, because for 25 years, anybody running against her, I think Susie is going to use that little piece of stuff. It was not good. It was not good. That was not a natural. So I want to thank JD. I want to thank Secretary of State Marco Rubio. They're extraordinary. I want to thank Special Envoy for Peace, Steve Witkoff, who has been unbelievable.
Gold
I took
is still
Steve
going
because
up.
I was a
small,
developer.
though. I mean, now
really
it's kind of picking up. That was another 10%.
Actually, much more successful than Steve, but I don't want to say that.
Consistent.
I'm not
then
going to say
defense
that,
stock
Johnny.
starting to run up here.
Defend.
RTX is
but
down.
I
Why
saw
is
something
up?
in Steve. Steve's a great negotiator.
I think
Everybody
RTX down, LMT up.
All these developers, and they're tough. You know, New York developers tend to be on the
Deere
tough
started
side.
off a little weaker on the earnings, but they did pick up, kind of like Walmart.
You know, most of them hate each other. Like a lot of the people in this room hate each other. You know, it's sort of natural, I guess. But we're bringing love back into the room like the old days. But everybody loves Steve. Every developer, the worst, most evil people, horrible human beings, actually. And they love Steve. So I remember
MPT
this.
still, bro. 17. That's starting to look like Lindy's
to put
yesterday.
It mildly in the world. And I said, Steve, how would you like to be Henry Kissinger Jr. that doesn't leak? I said, are you a leaker, Steve? No.
Are
he
you
didn't
a
even know
leaker,
what the
Steve?
word meant, and it's true.
Oh yeah, MPT's even above. This is the 2025 high.
Richard Nixon
said to him,
660. Henry, who's leaking all this stuff?
Bro, 660. This will be the highest since fucking 2024, 2023.
These are little stories I like telling you. But Steve has been unbelievable. Everybody likes him. Ukraine loves him. Europe loves him. Russia loves him. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. He goes to see President Putin. Didn't know Putin. I set him up a meeting to see. I said, how's Steve doing? Sir, he's still inside. Oh, that was an hour. I called back. Tell Steve to call me when he's finished. I want to find out what the hell is going on. We want to end that war. Sir, he's still inside. 3 hours, 4 hours. They were together for 4 hours, the first meeting. That's talent. And they get along. I mean, people like or don't like Putin or Zelensky. They get along. Same thing with Zelensky. I mean, they all love Steve, and Steve's doing a great job. That's a tough one. That's a much tougher one.
MPT had good earnings.
I would have thought.
So again,
that,
it's MPW. Remember, they changed the
settled
ticker,
that are
but
up here
you know, REITs have already been kind of the risky.
would have been. I thought
The
this would be
risky
easy 'cause I have
defensive
a very
play.
good
Pending home
relationship
sales,
with
0.8
President
negative.
Putin. I have a
Estimate
very
was
good
2%
with
gain.
President Xi. I'm
So
gonna be
weaker
going to
sales,
China
watch
in
what
April. It's
bonds
gonna be-
do.
That's going to be a wild one. I said, but we have to put on the biggest display you've ever had in the history of China. You know, last time I went to China, President Xi.
Yeah, but they beat on
treated
revenue,
me so
EPS. There's
well.
one
He
more
gave
part
me
of
a
it.
display. I
But
never
again,
saw
these
so
REITs have
many
been kind of the
soldiers all
high risk
same
to
height,
reward
exactly
rotation
the
play.
same height within a
So the
quarter
one
of an
that's
inch.
kind of been beaten down.
You
If they
can do
could,
that
I mean,
when you
it's
have
been a while
1.4
since
billion
MPW's had a
people.
good earnings.
You know, lots of shoulders. Everybody was winning.
Leading
about
index,
one
negative
eighth of an inch
2.2,
the same
estimate
height.
0.2.
I said, if they put their helmets down, you could have played pool on the top of their heads. And it was pretty amazing.
On
but
their
I
head
said,
top.
you got to top it. He said, I'll top it. We're going to top it. We're going to have a lot of
bonds
the
are
people,
moving.
most
Big
of the
candle
fake
down
news
on
back there
oil.
is going to be going.
So here's your,
So
what do you say?
we have, Steve has done a great job. And then a little bit later on, we brought Jared in. Jared was responsible for the Abraham Accords, which is incredible. Nobody else could have done that. A very smart guy. And we're making Jared an envoy also, envoy of peace. They're both envoys of peace. And you couldn't get
That's a real candle.
I tell you what, I watch these two guys. I say, at least we're covered from an IQ standpoint. These two guys walk into
The damn
a room
premiums are going to go up on the
and,
decline.
But people like
sadly.
them both. You know, they're good people.
But yeah,
And they like
I don't know
them
if it
both,
was that
and
comment. He said
they've
good
had some
talks with
very good
Iran
meetings. They've
have
had
to make a
some
meaningful
very
deal.
interesting meetings.
So again,
having
anything
to do
diplomacy.
with, as you
That's
know,
what it did yesterday,
Iran
but
is
then
a
it
hot
kind of
spot
ate it
right
up real
now in
quick.
the meeting, and they have a good
That was your other
relationship with the
diplomacy candle. You just
representatives
started
of
from a
Iran,
higher
and,
spot.
You know, good talks are being had. It's proven to be over the years not easy to make a meaningful deal with Iran. We have to make a meaningful deal.
Yeah, oil's getting
Otherwise,
rocked
bad
off
things
of that.
happen.
Yeah, there it is.
But we have to make a meaningful deal. But they have a
This
great
is-
relationship
White House
with
is
the
behind.
representatives of Iran. They have a great relationship with the other one that they're really working on now. Because so many of these, I mean, as an example, Kosovo, Serbia. I did that one. Could you stand up if any of you guys are, when you're here, just stand up for a second. Kosovo, Serbia. Stand up. What a job. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. So good. And you're getting along. And when you don't get along, you'll call me, and we'll get it solved, right? We'll get it solved. Thank you very much. Really good. And then again, Pakistan and India. That was a big one. And just, I think you should actually stand. Come, please. Stand just for a second. Pakistan and India, thank you very much. And I spoke to Prime Minister Modi. He's excited. He's watching us right now. Egypt and Ethiopia. We're going to get that. You know, there's a little dam that got built. Little dam, like maybe the largest dam in the world. Built and financed, of course, by the United States brilliantly. And having a little trouble getting water to the Nile. It's not, that's a tough situation, but we're going to get that solved. Armenia and Azerbaijan, we talked about. And again, thank you, fellas, very much. Great job. Great job. Thank you.
You did Azerbaijan.
Cambodia and Thailand. So incredible what you did, that you got together and it all worked out. They're watching right now on closed circuit. Thank you very much, and thank you. That was a big one, Cambodia and Thailand. These are nasty fighters, I have to tell you. These fighters are nasty. Now we talk about, you talk nasty fighter, you're nice guys compared to this. Congo and Rwanda. That was, and we've got them pretty peaceful. There's little flare-ups every once in a while. I'll get a call once a week. Sir, there's a flare-up in the Congo again. We'll get it straightened out, right, Susie? We get it straightened out. And Israel, as you know, with you could say Israel and numerous countries if you want to really know the truth, but Israel and Iran, and we'll see where that goes. But when you think of Israel, we've done the biggest thing of all. We have peace in the Middle East right now. That's bigger than people said it couldn't be done. For 3,000 years, they've been talking about Middle East. They said it couldn't be done. And you look at what's happened in Gaza. And one of the keys to it was when we took those beautiful, magnificent, we just ordered 22 more of them, updated model. The B-2 bombers are incredible. I never understood
Everybody
the B-2 bomber. I've watched it's a wing.
Amazon's starting to go up. Deer, a couple more earnings continuations. I'm watching oil right now. I want to see.
Big bombs.
So it's either going to do the snapback quick or it'll take one more leg and then it's going to go back to what it was doing. But the premiums went up. The short-term premiums got killed.
And when it decimated that,
and again, SPY even hit a new high there a second ago. Nasdaq's only down by 0.07.
There was a black cloud hanging over the Middle East, and if that wasn't done, that cloud would have been there. And countries like Saudi Arabia, countries like Qatar, countries like nobody could have.
But yeah, bro, this has been a while on MPT. You guys might even, some of you are already green on it.
In the Middle East.
But yeah, that's like kind of crazy.
So now we may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make.
It's actually holding up the other long term.
You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days. But this meeting today is proof with determined leadership nothing is impossible. When I took office, the war in Gaza was raging with thousands of people being killed and no end in sight. Today, thanks to unrelenting diplomacy and the commitment of many of the great people in this room, we have 59 countries signed up on Gaza. Think of that. We have, it's amazing. But all the people, many, really so many in this room, the war in Gaza is over. It's over. There are little flames. Hamas has been, I think they're going to give up their weapons, which is what they promised. If they don't, it'll be, they'll be harshly mad, very harshly mad.
God bless you, baby. Good morning.
All the stuff like they don't mind dying. They told me that's not true. Everyone said, oh, they don't mind dying. No, they don't want to die. They said, we don't want to die. People don't want to die. The ceasefire was held, and every last remaining hostage, both living and dead, has been returned back home. Think of that. That was an impossibility. And we did hundreds of hostages, but the last 20, and I always said to Steve and Jared, I said the last 20 are going to be very tough.
Find out about Iran in 10 days.
Very tough. And we got them back. We got the
literally
living back.
diplomacy
and then we
comment,
only got
candle
about
down.
16 of the dead, and we said, well, you got
kind
to
of
get
followed
them
it
all.
up with the follow-up a little quicker.
And they dug and dug and dug. You can imagine it's a job that's brutal. And Hamas really did a lot of that work. And you got to give them credit for that. They brought the last one home a week ago, and we got all 28 of them, living and dead. The amazing thing, because I've never seen anything quite like it, the parents of the dead, they knew their boy was dead. This case, boys, all boys, men, but to the parents' boys. They knew their boy was dead. They wanted that dead body as much as if he were alive. And when they got them back, there was great sadness, but there was great joy too. They wanted it as much as the people that got their sons back alive. But we got a lot of people before those 20, Steve, what nobody talks about. But, hundreds of people. We did a good job, and you guys did a fantastic job. I want to thank every nation that helped us achieve this monumental breakthrough, saving countless lives. And
Iran can't have a nuclear weapon.
Bringing the concept of peace, because nobody thought peace in the Middle East. I've always heard peace in the Middle East is impossible, and it's turned out not to be. And we do have some work to do with Iran. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. You can't have peace in the Middle East if they have a nuclear weapon. And they can't have a nuclear weapon, and they've been told that very strongly. Since the hard-won ceasefire of last October, the United States and our partners have facilitated the delivery of vast amounts of humanitarian aid, numbers that nobody's ever seen before. In November, the United Nations Security Council unanimously approved the Board of Peace. And last month in Davos, we welcomed over 24 members to this very important new organization. And we are very closely working with the United Nations. In fact, I'm going to speak to the Secretary General in a little while. Was a good man. And I've had a good relationship. Other than in my last speech, they did turn off my teleprompter. I got up there. My teleprompter didn't work. I'm sitting in front of all of you people and more. I had no teleprompter. I knew I was in trouble because I'm walking up. You know, the teleprompters are over here. I had the most beautiful speech ready. I was all set to knock them dead. First, I had an escalator that stopped. You know that. It's going up. Boom. It's lucky my movie star first lady was in front of me.
My movie star first
my
lady.
hand on a certain part of her body, and I was able to stop my fall. Otherwise, because she had no trouble, I said, boy, that was a very sharp stop, Johnny. So I said, that was strange. I've been on a lot of escalators. It's never happened before. Usually it stops very slowly. This was
Sensei
just boom.
Biotech 9%. It's already up, but it just took another pop.
Right in the
Buy back
proper
the VWAP,
location
but
for me.
VWAP's climbing. Bond's
I'm
still up
waving
from
to
the
people,
data. Now
and,
NVIDIA is getting a
she
candle.
was holding on a little tighter.
So
She knew what
literally,
was
the other
happening.
Mag
She
7s
did. She
chill
said,
out,
"See,
and
that's
NVIDIA
a very
takes the lead.
successful movie out right now, like #1. Can you believe this?
#1. And
it's a big
Microsoft's
movie.
holding up,
Big
no
movie
problems.
stuff.
AMD
And I always
too.
say it's trouble because I always say there's not room in one family for 2 stars. I told her that. We can't have 2 stars in one family. So I don't know what that means, but it's not good. But it is good because we're proud of her. She did people in the United States.
I think
loved the
IGV
First
is
Lady.
getting helped by
She did the
Microsoft, but
movie
it's
and
still,
become
I do not
the
like this.
biggest selling documentary.
you need to
in
get
20
outta
years.
here.
Can you believe it?
Roach!
The theaters are all packed.
What's up,
Women
baby?
especially.
God bless
They
you,
go back
Roach,
and they
Julie.
see it 2 or 3
Y'all
times.
feeling good today?
4 times.
Good day?
But together we're committed to achieving a Gaza that is properly governed throughout the
I mean,
whole
they
area
might
is
be the
gonna
computers,
so
but
many
retail
countries that
has
have
been
really
buying
nothing to do with the
IGV
Middle East, but they may be
like
somewhat
there's no
close
tomorrow.
by. They're all involved. They want to go in and fight. They tell me all the time, we'd like to send soldiers to fight if it's necessary. And I don't think it's going to be necessary. We have 2 countries that want to go in and do a number on Hamas. I said, I really don't think I hope it's not going to be necessary, because they made a promise, and they promised me get rid of their weapons. Looks like they're going to be doing that, but we'll have to find out. But it's no longer a hotbed of radicalism and terror. And to end that, we have today, and I'm pleased to announce that Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, UAE, Morocco,
I was calculating
Bahrain,
it, so
Qatar,
even on the
Saudi
yield,
Arabia,
I still have a higher
Uzbekistan,
average. But
and
after
Kuwait
all of
have
the drip, we've already
contributed
collected 33%.
more than
So now you're
$7
down
billion
10% on all of it, but your drip is
toward
literally,
the relief package. That's
you've already
great.
yielded
Thank you,
back
fellas.
33% in those last couple. We've had it for like 2.5, 3 years. This was us around here, around the 7s.
And many more are contributing too. So the numbers are, this just started. This is our first meeting. But every dollar spent is an investment in stability and the hope of new and harmonious.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the
It's a
bathroom
region
before
that's
this
so
ends.
important. It's so vibrant. It's so
Be safe out
incredible.
there.
The people are so incredible, but we want to have a harmonious Middle East. The Middle East is amazing. So many friends in the Middle East. They're so smart. Sometimes they're too energetic. That's the a lot of people aren't energetic. Sometimes they're a little bit too energetic. These are great people. The world is now waiting on Hamas, and that's taking place. And it's the only thing that's right now standing in the way. We have Lebanon with certain things that we're working on that are very important. We have to solve the problem of Lebanon, but it's relatively small in terms of what's been done. And again, the key was getting rid of the nuclear potential, because Iran would have had a nuclear weapon based on everything we found out since within 1 month. We can't let that happen. So many of our friends in Europe are attending today, and we're eager to have them become full members. They all want to become full members, and we've had a great response from Europe. And Europe is, it's where I come from, where so many people come from that are in the United States. But we have a great relationship with Europe. We have a great head of NATO. He is a fantastic man, and he's doing a great job, really great job. I'm excited to announce that Norway has agreed to host an event bringing together the Board of Peace. Oh, I thought when I saw this note, I'm excited to announce that Norway, I thought they were going to say that they're giving me the Nobel Prize. Oh, this is less exciting. Oh, it says, I'm excited to announce that Norway, and I'm saying, oh, great, I'm getting the Nobel Prize, finally. Finally, they got it right. But I don't care. I don't care about Nobel Prize. I care about saving lives, just so you understand. We play and we all, do what we have to do. I only have one thing. I don't want to see people killed from parts of the world that are very far away from the United States. And if I have an ability to turn off wars, I want to use that ability because it's people, millions of people. It's like the Prime Minister said, 25 million people maybe. And that's a small number compared to what it could have been if you really think about it, right?
Oh, it's good dude, I can't believe it. Like I said, I was scared of the options. I have MPT
UN Office
trauma.
For coordination
but yeah, it's good for the long term.
Humanitarian
Just wait till the conference call. If that fucking
$2
old
billion
fuck fucks it up again.
For the support
they ask him
of
a
Gaza.
question, then he turns into.
Additionally, Japan
he starts answering like Howard Lutnick on the files.
Fundraiser, which would be a very big one.
That's the only problem.
Successful. We know some
but
of
yeah,
the
I got
numbers
20 more cents, and then you're at like a multi-year breakout zone.
By other nations in the region, including South Korea, the Philippines, Singapore, and
I got
others.
MPTSD for
and I
real,
know that
bro.
China is going to be involved, and I think Russia is going to be involved. I think they will be. I want to have everybody, get all sides, because it doesn't help when you have all sides with one ideology. You have to have everybody together for this.
It's good, bro. MPT was a rough one,
FIFA
but if you kept on the drip, that's what I'm saying.
$75 million
you have received already 30% of the
and I think they're soccer related, where you're doing fields and you're getting the greatest stars
every
in the
couple
world
of
to go
percents here,
there.
it's about to flip.
People that are bigger stars than you and I, Johnny. I hate to say it.
Sandisk coming up now.
One of your great stars who came to the White House.
And then Oil's still in between the
my son was very excited.
diplomacy comments. Yeah,
great
Sandisk is up 4.
These
Check Korea too. Again,
and
EWI still up. Sandisk keeps printing
bring
actually.
The stars to the area, and they're really known.
All
People
part
in
of
Gaza
the
know
10-year
every one of
plan,
them,
baby.
Right? So it's really something, and we'll soon be detailing the announcement. And if I can I'll get over there with you. I want to thank Johnny and FIFA for all of the wonderful things they did. And
if a mother effer asked me to buy MPW now
prize.
at the high,
I'm
going to just kick you in the shin.
I got screwed by Norway, and they said,
I'll kick you in the shin.
Prize. I mean, very good. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. Johnny's very smart. He's very, very smart. The nations represented here today, just in closing, are not just contributing money. Some are also pledging personnel to help preserve the ceasefire and secure a very enduring peace. We have to have enduring peace. Having peace, knowing it's going to blow up in 2 weeks, doesn't mean anything. In particular, Indonesia, thank you very much. Indonesia. It's a great country.
Great country.
Thank you very much. Look at that man. Look how tough he is. You think it's easy dealing with him? Look at that face. You are a tough cookie. And we say it lovingly, too. We need strength. You say, see, he doesn't mind. He's tough and he's smart.
Yeah, Sanders just did like 2% last like a couple minutes.
More important. Morocco, thank you
This
very
morning's
much.
a lot
Great.
chiller so far. I mean, we're just shy of an hour here, 15
Albania,
minutes, but
Kosovo,
you're not getting the same
Kazakhstan
burst
have
up
all
or down that you had
committed
yesterday or
troops
the day
and
before.
police to stabilize Gaza. Egypt and Jordan are likewise providing very, very substantial help, troops, training, and support for a very trustworthy Palestinian police force. We think we're getting some very good people on that police force. And, it's peace in the Middle East. We have peace in the Middle East. Think of it. For years, you've been hearing about peace.
You say
in the Middle
oil's
East,
kind of
and
tweaking out, and then the SPY a little bit. But again, you're balanced on the high lows. I think the breakdown's still the same. You got more names leading to the downside.
From the curse of extremism.
Actually, I have way more names on the red. 350 in the red now on the SPY. There's like 60 names went red, honestly. So again, that Mag 7 effect is a little bit distorting today. 74 red on the Nazi.
They're tired. They want peace.
And then Dow Jones, 18 red, 12 green. Oil's starting to climb back up again.
A path that will complete
MP.
what we're doing. And if they join us, that'll be great. If they don't join us, that'll be great too. But it'll be a very different path. They cannot continue to threaten the stability of the entire region, and they must make a deal. Or if that doesn't happen, I maybe can understand. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But bad things will happen if it doesn't. With the commitments announced today, the Board of Peace is proving that it does not just convene countries, it devises and implements, and real solutions happen. We've come up with solutions. This is so little talk. This is very little talk, all action. First time, it was always talk in the Middle East. People would talk about peace in the Middle East, and then they'd go home and they'd never even think about it again. Nothing would happen. We're providing a model for how responsible sovereign nations can cooperate to take responsibility for confronting problems in their own regions. The Board of Peace is showing how a better future can be built, starting right here in this room. And I want to let you know that the United States is going to make a contribution of $10 billion to the Board of Peace. Thank you. And we've had great support for that number. And that number is a very small number when you look at that compared to the cost of war.
Again, the REITs are all still up. REITs are kind of moved like staples. Like you're saying, that's part of that.
It's a very
run
small
it hot.
Number. It sounds like a lot, but it's a very small number.
Theme,
so we're committed to $10 billion.
Yeah, they're all still up. I think it's high
Together
risk, high reward.
Together we can achieve the dream of bringing lasting
people were asking about
harmony
the
to
other
a
day
region
too.
tortured by centuries of war, suffering, and carnage. They say 3,000 years.
There's NIVDA.
And hopefully we can lift up the eyes of the world.
Again, the rest of them showed out. Meta's still in the green.
Intractable conflicts can be settled. So many conflicts, they say, are impossible to settle, and we get them settled. We got, of those 8 that we settled, climbing. Most of them were said to be not settleable. And they not only got settled, they got settled within days. More impossible problems can be solved as we go along this very beautiful path. I think it's a beautiful path. I think it's such an important day. Even the weather's beautiful. We walk in, it's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. But the ancient wounds can be healed, and they are indeed ancient. This has been going on for so many centuries that our entire planet will be a better, safer, more beautiful, and more peaceful place for us all. We're going to be working with the United Nations very closely. We're going to bring them back. I think the United Nations has great potential, really great potential. It has not lived up to potential. The 8 wars, I never even spoke to them about one of them, and I should be speaking to them about all of them. Someday I won't be here. The United Nations will be, I think, is going to be much stronger. The Board of Peace is going to almost be looking over the United Nations and making sure it runs properly. But we're going to strengthen up the United Nations. We're going to make sure its facilities are good. They need help, and they need help money-wise. We're going to help them money-wise. And we're going to make sure the United Nations is viable. And you have some very good people at the United Nations, can do a good job.
I haven't seen hymns in a minute.
But as I said, I've said it for years.
What happened
United
to it?
Nations
16
has
bucks?
tremendous potential.
15
a lot
bucks?
of people didn't like what I said. They said, oh, you shouldn't say that because, you know, we don't care about the United Nations. No, it's really very important, and I think
so they're coming back to that low.
Eventually live up to potential. That'll be a big day. So I want to thank everybody for being here. You're my friends. You're great leaders. You're great people, and I can honestly say, you know, you're strong leaders. You're tough leaders in many cases, and every single one that I'm looking at, that's right here, I've gotten to know and I've gotten to respect, and really, you're friends of mine. And if I can help you at all, you let me know. But this is going to be something, the Board of Peace will be something that, the likes of which I don't think anybody's seen before. And thank you all very much. It's a great honor. I'm going to ask J.D. Vance to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro, that one's killer. Net tried to come up with it. Look at all these database cloud ones.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, very much for your leadership, but also for the kind words about me personally. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but then after the President said that I was so smart and that I didn't want to repeat our Congresswoman who froze for 20 seconds over in Munich, now I'm tempted, sir, just to freeze for 20 seconds and just stare at the cameras and maybe
Dog, why are they roasting her so hard?
Congresswoman Cortez. But I have 3 very brief messages. First of all, to the President of the United States, but to the entire team, to Marco, to Steve, to Jared in particular, who've done such an incredible job. I think what this Board of Peace represents is a recognition that if you actually have a President of the United States and a team that's committed to diplomacy, it can actually work. When I look at what happened to Israel on October the 7th, all those innocent people who were murdered, the fact that you had all of these hostages, and of course, a terrible war that came from it, I remember thinking to myself, how is it ever going to be possible to get these hostages home safely, to make it possible for the people of Gaza to actually have a reasonable future, but also to ensure that Israel is never attacked again? It turns out the answer was you just needed a president who was committed to the effort and committed to the work, and that's what we had, thankfully.
Yeah,
under the leadership
it
of
was
this
at 8. We
president.
looked at it right
And
after. It was
you
at
gotta
18,
make
but
peace,
I
then you
didn't know
have
it
to make
dropped
the peace
another,
stick.
like, what,
And that
30,
brings me to my
20,
second
20%?
point. That's what the Board of Peace, I think, is fundamentally about, is making the peace stick. And it's an incredible thing that you guys have all done. So to all of the leaders,
Qualcomm's one of
gathered
those
here
names
today
that's
who are
down.
investing in
It's
the
top
future, who are
year-to-date
investing in
lag. It's down
peace,
like 18,
we're grateful
20% on
to
the
you.
year.
We're grateful for your partnership. And in particular, I think to the
It's weird because
president
Qualcomm
of
also does
Azerbaijan,
hardware,
the Prime
not
Minister
really
of
software.
Armenia, who I just saw last week. Thank you all for making it possible and for showing what real leadership can accomplish.
Spy's
When
trying
you
to get
set
out of here, but
aside
yeah, I mean, you might
weapons
want to go
and
back to
killing
bed.
and destruction
We're not.
and
This is a
invest
lot
in your
slower,
people
but the
and
last
invest in
couple of days,
prosperity,
that's what I was saying.
you can
Watch like
create
a
great
4-hour
things. So
window.
thank you both for what you did. I think it
Unfortunately.
showed great leadership. And
It's
finally,
gonna
to
feel
the
like
American
7
people,
hours
I
to
think it's
nowhere, and
important
then
that
it'll
the
probably
American
make
people recognize
one move
why
in the
we're
short
here
run,
today.
and then towards the
And
end of the
reason
day
that we're
too.
here today is, yes, to save lives and yes, to promote peace, but this creates incredible prosperity for the American people. The countries represented
I mean,
here
I'm San Diego, man. I like
represent
Qualcomm.
trillions of dollars.
It's
of
a very
investment in the
slow
United States
mover.
of America that would not have been possible.
Remember,
without
though, they
this
had that
president's
big
leadership
CapEx
and
stuff
advocacy
for the
peace.
guidance
The
earlier
economies
in
here
October, but
represent
it faded
millions
from
of
that.
American jobs of people.
Yeah, I don't think
who are
Qualcomm's bad. It
receiving
just
products
doesn't do
built
much.
in American
You
factories
still got a
and made
little
by
downside,
American
but it's more
workers
stable
would
than
not be
not.
possible without a focus on peace. So, Mr. President, while I think this is great for the world, I also think it's really, really great for the United States of
I do.
America.
I think the fire
So we're
sound
looking forward
effect
to the
adds a
partnership.
lot more to this
With that, I want to
speech.
turn it over to the MC for the rest of the program, and that is our great press secretary, Carolyn Levitt. Thank you.
Caroline? Sweet Caroline. Long
Congratulations,
term.
Mr. President and Mr. Vice
Save
President, for convening the first
Why did they
ever
put it to the
Board of
fucking-
Peace meeting, and we will now hear from our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Oh, that's it? She's the MC? Well, I don't know if we're going to get pinned. Like let me show you guys.
I'll be brief and to the point. We want to talk a little bit about the strategic vision of this organization.
Brief and to
Begin
the point.
doing
Thank
so
you for
by first
nominating me as
acknowledging
the
that we are
president
here
of the
today
Middle East.
Because the president
I'll
has
gladly take
President
over
of the United
every
States,
role.
Donald J. Trump.
But yeah, today's
has both
actually
an
going to be one of
ability
your
and a
better
willingness to
days
use
of the
the power
month,
of
and
his
then
office
everything from
to
here
think outside the box.
starts to get a little
And that's why
sour
we're
in
here
terms
today.
of
This is a very
seasonality.
unique crisis in
So
Gaza.
if anything, I don't know if
One
we're
that
going to
the
stay
existing
pinned.
international
We might even
institutions
have a
could
little
not
bit of
solve
a
or figure
pre-earnings
out.
front
It
run,
needed
which could
a
be up,
very
but it
specific
could also
type
be down
solution
if we
that
still have
required
this
the
fragility.
partnership of all the nations that are here, including those that are here on an observer status, and we appreciate you coming today and being a part of this as well. And that's the point I want to drive home today, and soon you'll hear from Steve and Jared, who, by the way, deserve an incredible amount of credit for pulling this together and working countless hours and traveling all over the world. They truly deserve our appreciation and thanks for the work they've put in under the leadership of President Trump to make this possible.
Smuckers?
This
Where's the
Gaza
Staples?
situation was impossible to solve under
Staples are still
orthodoxy,
green.
under
I don't check
existing
Walmart.
structures.
Walmart's actually
And
climbing
so what
up
we
to
did,
the high
they went
right
to
now.
the UN and they got
So
the
you're at
UN's
VWAP, you're like
approval
right
to
above
put this
open.
group together and bring these nations together to come up with a very specific solution.
Bonds with a little bit of a
to
red.
very unique and
They're holding the
specific
data,
problem.
the pending
we have
home
a long
sales.
ways to go. There's a lot of work that remains. It will require the
Oil's right
contribution
back up.
of every
That's
nation
literally
state represented
same
here
exact
today.
thing
And
as
we
last
thank
time.
you for being a part of it. And I hope that we hope that this can serve as a model for other complex and difficult situations so
Palladium?
they can be solved in the same way. But right now the focus is on this one. We have to get this right. There is no plan B
Baidu
for
kinda
Gaza.
going
Plan B
vertical.
is
It
going
doesn't
back
look like
to
it's
war.
getting traded a
No
lot.
one here wants that. Plan A, the only path forward, is one that rebuilds Gaza in a way of enduring and sustainable peace, where everyone can live there side by side with one another.
Yeah,
and
short-term
never
low
worry
ticker
again about
velocity is
returning
picking up.
to conflict, to war, to
A
human
little bit.
suffering.
Watch
to
the Mag
destruction.
7 though, because that's
And
going to
again,
be what
Mr.
gives you a
President,
bigger
thank you
move
for
or
having
not.
the vision and the courage
These guys,
to
that's why
pursue
we like
something that
held
had
up
never been
this
done
morning,
before.
and
And we're not
it's
done
just
yet.
operating.
And thank you
Mag
to
7 is
Steve
like in the
Witkoff
way.
and
You already have
Jared Kushner
70% of the
for
market in the
time
red.
and the work they put into this. And thank you on behalf of the State Department and the U.S. government to all of the nations that are here. Every one of you is indispensable, including our observer partners, who we hope can find your way to join us at some point as officially part of this. But we are grateful for the fact you're here today and the contributions you've made already.
Gold's
Thank
still
you.
going. Now GE. See if any of the industrials comms start to go up.
Thank you, Marco. We will now hear from our special envoy, Steve Witkoff.
Yeah, no plan B on Gaza.
thank you, everybody, for being here.
See, I mean, listen for anything that's going to move oil. That's really what's going to capture anybody's attention on this today, unless you're like really involved in the Board of Peace.
Indispensable leadership.
Ironically enough, the thing on the Board of Peace is if we get another war.
His direction. We are here today.
It's kind of funny.
It's pretty amazing. I think we have some people to thank. We had an amazing partnership between the mediating countries, Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, Prime Minister Mohammed. You are an exceptional human being. You really are. Ali, thank you for everything you did. That's you right over there, Ali. Wherever Hakan is, Hakan, you were amazing. And so was Ibrahim and President Erdogan, and of course,
no
to
PR
the
yet.
Egyptians,
TiVo won against
Badr,
Court.
I know you're smiling because we went through so much. And General
The main
Hassan
drug
was
is now
amazing.
open to generics.
We all became friends
is that why
here.
Court's getting clapped? Is Court
Prime
halted?
Minister Sisi, President Sisi, pardon me. And
keep
so
eyes on
many
that. That
others.
might actually get clapped
But
if it
our
opens
team,
up.
JD, you're inside
Nat gas
the council,
numbers are
and
coming
Marco, you're an amazing secretary, and it's a privilege to work for you. And Jared, you are my dear friend and the best partner I ever had. You are an amazing person. But Mr. President, it is my greatest honor to work for you. It is the blessing in my life. I've had many blessings. I don't have to be a practicing lawyer anymore. But
yeah,
this
they
is my
proposed,
greatest blessing.
TiVo's proposed generic Corliv does not infringe on Corcept's patents.
To this discussion, the Israelis, I forgot. Prime
On
Minister
appeal,
Netanyahu.
Federal Circuit of Court
Without
affirmed
him,
today.
much wouldn't have been accomplished.
Yeah, you don't have a
as
report.
well.
You just have a court
And
filing.
that's really important that we acknowledge him here today. And
The source
and
is
Ron
script.
Dermer.
This is just coming
But,
from the law shit.
A person who doesn't care much about the acclaim, we have to acknowledge too, and that's you, Susie, because I would come back and you would say to me on every trip, "What can I do for you? This matters," and you were an inspiration for all of us. So I thank everybody, and let me get on to. Am I going on to the next slide?
Sure.
Caroline?
Sure.
Next slide,
Okay.
please.
So, with regard to the hostages, we're here today, again, I say it, I know it sounds redundant, but we're here today because of President Trump. Without him, none of this was possible. There were 251 hostages, 168 came out alive, 83 bodies were returned to their families so that they could grieve and remember their loved ones like in a normal way, in a way that brought their families together. So that was just as important. This was a monumental effort, and I want to tell a story about the president. Every time a hostage family came to visit with us, they were not on the president's schedule. I would walk down to the Oval Office, I would tell the president that there was a hostage family here, and he would say, "Steve, bring them up." Every single time. And when we got the last 20 out, we had a celebration at the White House, and I could see the emotion on the president's face. And he came up to me and he said to me, "I have to tell you, this is my 5th year in the Oval Office, and I don't know that I've ever had a more special time."
They halted court again. TiVo's going to
people
move
seeing
off
them
of
come
that
home.
practically, but it started. You could already tell the premiums are fucking moving that shit around. They're widening the spreads on all of them. That's why I say they're already kind of expensive.
And I said to the president, "You have to look around because none of them would be home without you, sir. None of them." So I only want to tell you, Mr. President, you gave me my greatest honor to work on this effort,
Shukran,
and I thank
shukran.
you.
Thank you, Steve. Now you're going to hear directly from the team that has been tasked with implementing President Trump's
All right, Spy's getting a little bit more gas. A couple of uranium plays, Staples, Deer still going, but yeah, you had below VWAP rip, but literally you're almost maxed out here.
First, let me wish everyone a happy and prayerful Ramadan. Thank you so much for joining all of us today. Mr. President, Excellencies, bottom line, Humanitarian aid has absolutely surged
Problems at
since the
Yelp.
Gaza war ended. Our central command, our great military, is working together with Israel, with the UN, so many countries here to coordinate the aid, to make sure there's deconfliction. Over 70 countries now are participating in our Civil Military Command Center, and here are the
XBI.
results. Aid is up.
Baba's even coming up. All right, you're still catching that momentum. I mean, see if it either stops here or we hit a new high and then slow down.
13 consecutive weeks, the longest stretch of high-volume assistance to Gaza in
Nokia.
years. Diversion.
There's
is
a lot
down
of things kind of catching a
significantly
bid right now.
from prior to the ceasefire, with less than 1% diverted
Even
this month.
Intel came back
Food
up.
supplies are way up. We are reaching the full.
And then oil's still up, but it's just literally right at the price of the candle.
Up 5 times from the delivery levels before the ceasefire. The percentage of households experiencing
where's
severe
Etsy and
hunger
shit?
has dropped from about 30% to down to 1%. As of this past February, drinking water has doubled, and child malnutrition has been cut in half. If we could go to the next slide, Mr. President, only under your leadership and this great team could we bring together the United
Okay, it's
States,
Meta,
Israel,
NVIDIA's now
Egypt,
back into
Jordan,
green.
the UAE,
If you get Amazon,
United
Google,
Nations
Apple
agencies.
playing along, that's going to
Mr.
help. But you
President,
are broadening out. Like I was telling you, you had
bottom
350
line,
names,
this is
360
a
in the red.
board of
I think
action,
10 more of those
not
probably
a
went.
board of endless talk or speeches, and these results are a true testament to your leadership and the leadership of this great team. We are saving
Yeah,
lives,
50 names just
and
went
it's an
green.
honor.
307 now.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So that's what that was. You had a little bit of the tech, the Meta NVIDIA support, but
Dr.
you kind of
Ali
broadened
Sheikh.
out there. I mean, again, even the 5-minute velocity is actually doing great.
It is my honor to be here representing the National Committee for the
She called it
Administration
Board of
Gaza.
Peace. I like that.
Thank you,
Board
President
of
Trump,
Peace. Now
for
let's
your
attack
leadership,
Iran.
for your
Yeah.
continued efforts.
Silver rocketing up.
A new governing authority
Again,
is now
uranium
in
and like the
place for
UUUs,
Gaza,
those started climbing as
with a
well.
clear mandate
Again, you
and
just
a
had 50
clear
names go, but
commitment
you either need
to
all of those to keep
establishing,
continuing, take 10, 20 more with you.
and
Otherwise, I
stability.
do think the Mag 7 is
However,
going to be your
we are
determiner
operating
here.
in extremely difficult conditions. Large parts of Gaza Strip are severely damaged, destroyed actually. Humanitarian needs are acute. Law and order remain fragile. This is not normal operating environment, President, which is precisely why discipline and prioritization matter.
Court opened up again. So they're down 20.
Our
Tiva hasn't moved.
priorities, therefore, are defined into 4 categories. First, restore security via professional civilian police under one authority, one law, and one weapon, including training and
GSK.
developing 5,000 Gazan police to be deployed in 60 days.
It sounds like Netanyahu,
Secondly,
but he sounds more
revive economic activities
Arab. I can't. I don't know who
and
this is.
livelihoods, creating decent jobs, especially for our young population.
Or maybe it's
with a
this.
clear
It looked like the
commitment.
CEO. It looked like Arab
establishing-
CEO of ServiceNow.
Develop. Fourthly, restore basic services, including electricity, water, health,
Silver.
and education, and last but not least, the access and movement. Our mandate is simple.
Again, the China names are going up here too. So
Step by
5-minute
step
velocity is still
to
up.
build
You
the
chilled after
foundation for
getting right near the high. You
lasting
didn't hit the high. So
dignity,
watch
and
if we either come back
prosperity
down and
for
keep
the
bouncing
people
around,
of
or we'll
Gaza.
tap the high and then
And
just keep playing this
is
game.
where we count on your continued leadership.
Again, you did
and
have shit
support.
move there though. Well, now
Listen,
there's Intel. They're back to
the
green,
peacemaker.
or getting close to it.
Thank you.
Well, still got one. Bain Capital
Thank you.
explores
Now
$3
Nick
billion
Muradanov.
sale of IPO Desert Holding.
Thank you, Caroline, and thank you, Mr. President. Today, we're very happy to announce that we're creating the Office of the High Representative for Gaza of the Board of Peace, which will be there to support, to guide, and assist the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, hopefully removing the roadblocks that they will be facing in taking over civilian and administrative control of the Gaza Strip. We plan to work in
All right,
full
still
transparency
LMT
under the
52-week high.
guidelines
Again,
of-
RTX
and
lagging as far as
supervision of
defense
the
is
Board of
concerned.
Peace and the Executive Board, And of course, we will do that in great
Okay,
coordination
High Taker's taking
Israel
another push
and with
here
the
on the short
Palestinian
term.
institutions who we both require to make this work on the ground. And certainly,
you
with
still haven't
my
filled
very
the
good
gap,
colleague
actually. You
here,
came right below
General
it.
Jefferson, the International
And then equal weight. So that's what I mean.
Stabilization
Those
Force
50
that's coming
names,
together.
you could see
Mr.
that
President, if I
reflected way
can
better on the
actually
equal
use the
weight.
opportunity to announce some breaking news that as of this morning, we started the process of recruiting Palestinian police force that Ali was just referring to. And just in the first few hours, we have 2,000 people who have applied to join a new transitional Palestinian police force to be formed in Gaza under the authority of the National Committee with the support of the Board of Peace, trained in Egypt, where we have received an excellent proposal of how to do that forward. And this is critical to what we need to do as we begin this process. And if we may move to the second slide.
Who's clapping in the
It
microphone?
is this Palestinian security force,
Only I do that.
under the authority of the National Committee for the Transition Period, that will allow us to ensure that all factions in Gaza are dismantled and all weapons are put under the control of one civilian authority. The only way to do that is the full implementation of the 20-point plan and the UN Security Council resolution, which binds us all to make sure that that is the way forward.
Tiva, do they halted court again?
Framework with the mediators on how
I'm
to do
surprised
this.
Tiva's not making a
And
move
I
off
thank
that.
very much the state of Qatar, Egypt, and
She's down
Turkey
20%,
for their
25%.
excellent support in this. We now need to move forward on communicating it and negotiating the details of the implementation plan with the factions on the ground. But rest assured to all of you that we're on the right track, and if I can ask one thing of all of us, is to make sure that we have one message. There is no other option except the full demilitarization and decommissioning of all weapons in Gaza for reconstruction to begin and for people to have a new way of life going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and congratulations. Now, Major General Jasper Jeffers.
Thank you, Caroline, Mr. President. It's an honor to be here today as the ISF commander. The ISF will do two things: stabilize the security environment in Gaza and enable civilian governance as established by the National Committee. For the last few months, we've
You
had a
didn't
team
hit a
on the
high
ground
off of
of
that
US
push.
military
Again,
experts
5-minute
preparing
velocity
the
still up.
infrastructure for the
30-second,
ISF.
1 minute. It's going.
This
You're
team's already
broadening out a
operating
little
from
bit,
Combined
but it's
Joint
not.
Operations Center.
You're fighting
It's
against
gonna
the
be
Microsoft
headquarters
and
for the
everything
entire
else, too.
ISF. As you can see on our map, our plan is for the ISF
Solar's
to be
kinda
assigned
getting
in
a
5
pickup
different
here.
sectors.
Yeah,
each
literally
sector
10. They all just
receiving
popped
one
up
ISF
there.
brigade. In the short term, we plan to deploy to the Rafah sector first.
Now a couple of
In
banks, but
addition to the
XLF
training
is
of
still
police.
low.
Midterm objective is to continue to expand sector by
Intel,
sector,
yalla, habibi.
all moving to our long-term 12,000
Even GME,
police
MPT's
and
coming down. GME's
20,000
kinda going up.
ISF soldiers.
I think, dude, that's the
I'm
Russell.
incredibly pleased to
It seems like the
announce
Russell's
today
getting more of a bid.
that the first 5
Bro, there's
countries
Corp
have
just
committed
getting
troops to
murdered
serve
now.
in the ISF.
Yeah, that's
Indonesia,
not even. It hasn't caused a sympathy
Morocco,
move. Oil's starting to tick back
Kazakhstan,
up.
Kosovo, and Albania.
You have a
2
lot of
countries have
broadening
committed
out
to
there.
train
I'm sure. Go
police.
look at the eco weight. You'll see
Egypt
it
and
going.
Jordan.
But
I would
again,
also
just
like to
from the morning, we were
announce
saying
that
the
I've
Max
offered
7
and
is just.
Indonesia has accepted
It's just
the
not really
position of
hitting.
deputy commander for the ISF.
Even some of the software, you
These
had like
first
Oracle up
steps
2 and all that, but they
will
just
help bring
weren't
the
budging.
security
And
that
then
Gaza
you do have
needs for our future
Staples actually
prosperity
holding, which
and
is
enduring
decent.
peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Major General. Mr. Tony Blair.
For decades, Gaza's governance has been characterized by extremism,
kicked Tony
corruption,
Blair off of that.
ineffective institutions, and the complete absence of a route to prosperity for the Gazan people. Yet, as President Trump recognized, its potential has always been vast. 25 miles of Mediterranean coastline,
long-term
proximity to great
Again,
regional
uranium,
global
solar,
markets,
energy. I
and a
mean,
young,
oil's already
dynamic
up, but
population with a
those
median
other
age
ones
of
started to pick
19.
up with it. A couple of space
So
stocks
today
and
we set
defensives
out
like Katos
profound
as well.
changes necessary to rebuild Gaza for Gazans.
Again,
Gaza
even
not
a
as it
lot of like
was,
mid-cap, small caps
but as
too.
it should be, including
Nasdaq's
its
still
governance.
70 in the red. Like I'm saying, the
Effective
SPY.
public institutions serving the people.
SPY's at
A
300,
business
but last
environment
literally
where
10 minutes,
enterprise
50 names
flourishes.
went green, and then
An
Deere is just
education
killing it.
system educating the
Court,
young
they
to
lost
tolerance
the
and
court
achievement,
case.
and a tech
So court got
society,
a,
making the most of the
what's it
digital
called?
revolution.
There was a court case
This is a
that
vision of Gaza
they like filed
as
an
part
appeal
of
against
the
like one of
Middle
their
East
patents
at
for a
peace.
drug. And
Not
the
a phony
judge
piece
said
of
that they don't have
declarations,
any
no one means, and
exclusivity towards it,
agreements no one
so now
intends to
people
keep.
can make a generic
But
of
a
their
genuine
drug.
commitment to a region where whether you're a Muslim, Jew, Christian, of any faith or none, you can rise by your own efforts and feel your government by your side, not on your back. That is the vision behind President Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza, and it remains the best, indeed the only hope for Gaza, the region, and the wider world.
Thank you. Mr. Yakir Gabay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mr. President. Gaza is destroyed. We assembled here on this historic day with common vision to rebuild Gaza for the next generations. Our mission is to recycle and remove 70 million tons of rubble and UXO and hundreds of miles of tunnels, arrange for the population fast temporary housing. In parallel, to start construction of infrastructure and permanent housing. We have a detailed master plan for housing and infrastructure of modern schools and hospitals, manufacturing and agriculture, roads and trains, water and energy plants, logistic hubs, telecom, tech and data centers, sports and leisure facilities, seaport and airport, and much more. We lined up many regional contractors who build housing for millions of people in the Middle East. They will join the massive redevelopment with competitive pricing. The funding is ready and will be invested in a free economy. The local population will build their own cities, which will create hundreds of thousands of jobs and will revive the economy. The Gaza coastline is 26 miles long. It can be developed as a new Mediterranean Riviera with 200 hotels and potential islands. The value goes to the Gazans through the Gaza Sovereign Fund. This plan is all subject to a full disarmament of Hamas. Thank you very much. Together we will make this vision into a reality.
Thank you. Mr. Liren Tanmin.
When we asked the NCAG what Gaza needs to unlock its potential, the answer was clear. Reconnect Gaza to the world, digitally and economically, and replace corruption with an open, tax-free system. Gaza was once a vital trade hub between Asia and Europe. Reconnection is a return to its roots. Even the word gauze comes from Gaza, where silk was woven and exported to Europe. So, we brought together Palestinian, Arab, and American partners to deliver practical solutions. By July, Gaza's 2G network will be upgraded with free, high-speed access to essential services. The NCAG is building a secure digital backbone, an open platform, enabling e-payments, financial services, e-learning, and healthcare with user control over data. This effort is supported by our regional partners.
Okay, Bond's starting to hit a low off there. These haven't moved yet. Again, more of the... Actually, I feel like I haven't heard about Oklo in a minute. No, I think about it.
Launch businesses, import globally,
yeah, I've seen nuclear for the last 10 minutes. I feel like that's what started it.
Drive growth and help transform Gaza.
And then all the little energy Bitcoin-related plays. I mean, Bitcoin's still going up, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch, if you get Mag 7 or Banks ripping, that's going to do its thing.
Mr. President, distinguished
that's going to add, that'll probably get you above the highs, but otherwise,
take the momentum,
you'll need another 50 names going or something that's been beaten down like Banks or just 4 of the Mag 7 to do it.
But something that provides a long-term
oil is still climbing.
That will enable many of the goals we've spoken about today to be achieved. We plan to do this by gathering Gaza's productive assets in one unified structure. This will allow independent, professional, conflict-free management of the resources to benefit the Gazans. This will also enable expeditious planning and zoning and not fragmented projects that do not contribute to an economic whole. The potential here is tremendous, but it has to start somewhere. The start is in Rafah, where, as you heard, that will be the first place security is deployed. The plan is 100,000 homes for 500,000 residents plus $5 billion of infrastructure. Over time, 400,000 homes for the entirety of the population with more than $30 billion of infrastructure. Let me put it in financial terms. This is not a problem of money or collateral. This is a problem of peace. The coastline alone, $50 billion of value on a conservative basis. The housing stock, more than $30 billion as rebuilt. The infrastructure, more than $30 billion. $115 billion of value.
MPT sold off 5 from the high. I don't know when their call's going to start.
Great.
That's the thing you got to get away from. Kraft Heinz
Mr.
CEO's on
Ajay
CNBC.
Bingham.
He has a
Thank
comment.
you, Caroline, and thank you, Mr. President.
Optionality of a split
all this
going
requires
forward.
money. And so when the UN
Oh shit, you
Security
did caps
Council
on the way back
resolution
up?
got passed,
Still down
we
4.
said about creating the Gaza Reconstruction and Development Fund at the World Bank. It's housed there. The World Bank's role is that of a limited trustee. We manage the donor contributions coming in of the type that the President said a little earlier in his opening remarks. And then we help to manage that money while it stays with us. And under the direction of the Board of Peace, we disperse the money for reconstruction and development projects in Gaza. This fund is ready to receive the donations that he spoke about just a little while ago. The second part of the story is that you as donors deserve the right to know that the money is being used in a transparent way. We are helping, along with the Board of Peace, which takes the ownership of ensuring that the right kind of financial, legal, and oversight mechanisms are being put in place. We've even assigned a financial controller from the World Bank on a secondment basis to the Board of Peace to ensure that we can try and help build the best standards in this process. Now, this is just the beginning. This work is going to need 2 or 3 things that the World Bank Group can bring to the table. The first is leveraging of public finance. Because of our AAA rating, we have the ability to leverage private bond money to help to create.
Okay, didn't hit a high
resources
off of
we
that.
need to do what
Danny
Mark
here, remember
just
they had that
talked about.
buyout the other day.
Second is we
Again,
can
TAP's
de-risk
catching a
private
bid.
investing. And the third is we have people on the ground and expertise and knowledge of doing this kind of work in other markets. We want to be not an
FERC
armchair
to remove
critical
Western
process,
U.S.
but an
soft
active
soft power
participant in
price
giving
cap of
Gazans
1,000 a
and people
megawatt.
in the region the
Is that why
opportunity
these
for the
energy names
lives
are
they
moving?
deserve the
In
one
nuclear?
time we get the odds. So thank you.
You have something on price caps and energy. I don't know if this is it. Again, all of them started moving. Spy with the
Thank you all
red.
for your tremendous work. Before
Back
we
to
turn it
VWAP
over
in
to
1
many of
minute
the
after
distinguished
doing all
leaders who
that.
are here today, we are going to hear from Mr. Kushner to talk about the future of the Board of Peace.
Do we have to listen to him?
Thank you, Caroline, and thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Secretary Rubio. We cannot change the past, but I think that what you're seeing today is that we can.
You remind me of an
potentially change the
SNL
future
character, bro.
If we focus and do this in the right way. We tried to structure this meeting like a proper board meeting, like we do in the private sector, where we have all the preparation, we get the right people together, and we really report on what our challenges are, what the opportunities are, and what are the approaches. What you've seen today is just a small sample of the work that's been done, and I really want to thank the entire team that's worked so hard at this. A lot of these people are volunteers. They're doing this not for any personal gain. People are not personally profiting from this. They are really doing this for their children and for their grandchildren and because they want to see peace. One small anecdote is Liran said to me, "Are you sure
Again, more
I should
oil
be presenting? I'm a
companies. Just
Jewish
watch
Israeli,
I don't know.
and I'm
Watch
working
energy
on
though.
Gaza and all these things." And I said, "That's exactly
Like
why
I'm
you
saying,
should
I don't
be
know if that
presenting
price
today."
cap news, but literally
If Jews
solar
and Muslims work
and
together,
a couple
Israelis
of smaller
and
energy names
Palestinians
are
with
moving. Not to
Americans
mention, I mean,
and
oil's
English
already in
and
focus
Bulgarian
today.
and people from all around the world. Then we can kind of join on a common goal,
F-Jet.
which is peace and togetherness, and that's really what
Again, you're
we've
just
done.
getting random ones, but
I
now
wanna
that
thank
those are the
President
last
Trump.
couple of candles.
I remember working with you on your
I wanna
first
say it was a
foreign
couple of
policy
staples.
speech in 2016 that you gave at the Mayflower Hotel. And at the time, those ideas were considered to be very, very radical. What I saw as somebody who didn't have any foreign policy experience were just common sense ideas. Why can't the world be better? Why can't there be peace? Why can't there be more prosperity for all people in all ways? And I think over the last decade, you really have changed the way that the world thinks about a lot of these things. And I think that this organization is bringing a new approach and new ideas and new people together in order to effectuate it. I'd really like to thank all the countries that joined on very early. I see this as a very self-selecting group of countries that really believe that the future can be different and wanted to join in partnership and put their
Costco
reputations and
cashback.
their
You got
resources and their
$1,800
time and their ideas on the way to say,
Damn, son.
these are the challenges we're putting into that we're solving in our own countries. We want to come with new ideas because we've achieved success and we believe that the world can be better in that regard. So I don't have to go through these slides in great detail, but we've secured today even without the president's, amazing commitment.
What's
over
FJet?
$7 billion.
Starfighter. It's another space stock. This one's just up 25 right now.
Everyone's support. We just need to be
new?
executing and doing this in a good way. We've dealt with
yeah,
the
that one's going.
humanitarian issue. We've returned the hostages. But the one final thing I just want to talk about as well from our perspective.
All right, about to be top of the hour, 7 minutes.
It's
pure bullshit.
President Trump, in his heart, wanted to get the hostages home, but he also really wanted to help the people of Gaza. He saw the suffering that they were enduring, not through fault of their own, because of the bad leadership that they had, the situation they were born into. The war was a horrific, horrific situation. And I think through this process, thanks to Ali and the committee, we are now here to fully support the committee. We are here to help the people of Gaza, to lift them up and give them every opportunity to succeed. And we really see this as a partnership with them and with the Israelis to see if we can create an environment that can be peaceful, that can be functional, that can offer people the opportunity to really live a better life. And I think you've seen some of the work today. And,
all right, coming down again, smaller oil plays, uranium.
Failure is not an option.
Those are all
holding.
Really it's hard to get an idea of what's flipping here, though.
To succeed with this. So really, thank you, President
I
Trump.
think just some more of those like bigger consumer names are coming down.
And obviously, Steve,
not necessarily staples,
like
but discretionary.
I feel just about him. Working through all these challenges has been an absolute honor and a pleasure with you.
Yeah, Nasdaq's back to 75 in the red.
Lucky to have your partnership.
SPY 341,
really
dude, literally. So out of those 50 names that went green, 40 more went red.
The war like Hamas began has left.
Let's see, y'all got a montage?
The war Hamas began
Did they play the audio
has left
too
Gaza
early?
in ruins. Yet from these ruins, a new future will rise. President Donald Trump's unparalleled achievements in just a few months.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom again, bro.
The United States, together with key regional and global partners,
this morning for
has signed the 20-point Gaza Peace Plan, a blueprint for security, peace, and prosperity. All the hostages returned, the living ones to their homes and the deceased to burial. Ceasefire is stable, and the killings from both sides reduced by 99%. The United Nations Security Council approved the establishment of the Board of Peace chaired by President Donald Trump, a governing body dedicated to providing security, infrastructure, and homes for Gaza's people. Ushering in the new dawn for Gaza, the new Palestinian Technocratic Government of Gaza, the NCAG, was elected with consent of all parties, including the Palestinian factions, Israel, and the Arab countries. Rafah border crossing with Egypt was open. The NCAG will secure the disarmament of Gaza to ensure one authority, one law, and one weapon. The United States and its partners, in coordination with the World Bank, are pledging billions of dollars to rebuild Gaza. Safe areas are being established in Rafah and later across the Gaza Strip, where families can receive shelter, food, health care, and education. In Rafah, Gazans will build their first new city. The NCAG, with the Board of Peace, will expand development across the entire Strip, employing hundreds of thousands in reconstruction and business activity. Transportation, water, and energy systems will be restored, and a modern economy will begin to emerge. Children will return to classrooms with a curriculum that promotes tolerance, dignity, and peace. Our goal by year 3, Rafah fully rebuilt, unemployment curbed, and Gaza connected to the world through an Abrahamic gateway, linking it with Egypt, Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and extending
all it's missing is a brought to you by Marriott.
By year 10, Gaza will be self-governed, integrated into the region with thriving industries.
This is some Jared Kushner shit. See?
This is the framework for Gaza's rebirth. Secure, prosperous.
Yes, the music, the AGI renderings.
It's amazing. Now we will hear from our distinguished leaders who are here today, beginning with
FJet. That's the one on the screen right now. I don't know. It just says Starfighter Space. A couple chats said it's shit, but it's already it just popped up there again. Like Fly and a couple of others were moving leading into this. I mean, again, we've been going back and forth. It's kind of why I'm keeping this plan. Dude, we have not done much, but I do think even maybe towards the end of the day. Remember, it's a Thursday. So market in a Thursday, you know, Habibi?
I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt congratulations.
This opportunity. Sound like my dad.
And timely initiative.
I like the opportunity.
The meeting comes during the holy month of Ramadan, where we will pray to Almighty God that our endeavors will bring peace, security, prosperity to the world. As a founding member of the Board of Peace, the Kingdom of Bahrain recognizes
again those like Bitcoin energy ones, the Irans, even riot after yesterday.
The extraordinary
they're all
drive
fucking
of
coming up.
Chairman,
And then Tesla.
and the sincere efforts to unify nations.
Okay, you're even
in
moving
our
back up
common
there. High
objective
ticker just flipped once again.
of
Short-term
fostering
velocity, SPY
and
going.
enduring peace for the Middle East. We greatly appreciate President Trump's initiative in presenting the Gaza peace plan and establishing this board as a vital platform for dialogue, action, and delivery. As we embark on this historic journey together, we urge all peace-loving nation organizations and groups to actively engage in the successful implementation of the second phase of the Gaza peace plan.
And then
This
Walmart's
includes
kind of chill. It's
ensuring a
only
lasting
1.8, but now
ceasefire in
Staples
Gaza,
only 0.07.
facilitating
The deer is still
its
holding up 11. Dominoes.
reconstruction and providing hope and new opportunities for the people of Palestine and Israel.
Oracle court ruling
This
increases
inaugural
generic, or no,
meeting of the
ZERS.
Board of Peace
Oh,
marks
they're
an
getting clapped off the court
extraordinary
thing
and
too.
pivotal chance to
I'm
envision
surprised
a
even
new
didn't move.
future
It's
to
coming
Gaza.
back up, but that
One that emerges
dude,
from the
you
ruins
got a murder of
conflict
25%.
to building a landscape of security, aspiration, hope,
J&J climbing
and
now. A couple of
opportunity
the
for its
mid-tier or the bigger tier
and
biotechs.
reaffirming our commitment to this vision. The Kingdom of Bahrain has
No,
contributed
most of them are down though.
the funds towards
XBI is
the
trying to go.
operations and
Healthcare is still
administration
washed, even though Humana's
of
up.
the
Oil's
Board
about
of
to hit a
Peace,
new high.
and today, we announce our readiness to provide the necessary infrastructure and skills to establish an effective government digital services platform for Gaza. Our decision to join the Abraham Accord
Yeah, Tesla,
and
I don't
enter
know.
into the CCPA
Meta,
agreement
Microsoft, not
with
so
the
much.
United
Nvidia's still
States
near the high, but back to red.
reflects our commitment to advancing peace.
Again,
and
Nasdaq's only down
stability in the
0.06.
Middle
Russell down
East.
0.14. That was moving bigger
United
earlier.
States historic
Dow and
and
SPY
ongoing
cut their
presence
losses in
in
half
our
from the
region
morning. So you've
has
moved a
served
little bit,
as a
but
positive force
you guys, once again,
for
bro, we're
stability,
still in this box. You guys, I
and we
know
remain dedicated
everybody's focusing on this
to
box
strengthening
when we
our partnership.
look at the range,
Look
but you're
forward
still in the little
with
software
optimism
got clap
to
box
working
over the last
with the
couple
Board
of
of
days.
Peace
That's the thing I don't
and
like.
all
That's what
of
I mean
our
by
international
fragility.
partners
We
who
just need to
share
get
our
out of it, up or
ambitions
down.
for a brighter future for all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Next, the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Borat.
Dear Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen.
Very nice.
Our meeting here at the Donald Trump U.S. Institute of Peace comes at a moment when decisive and pragmatic actions matter most. In fact, it's about making durable peace through practical, target-oriented measures, but not through endless conferences with wishful resolutions. Mr. President, your clear vision and far-sighted approach to promoting global peace and stability has inspired my country to join the Board of Peace. The Board of Peace is widely expected to respond directly to new realities by reinforcing existing multilateral efforts. The world has never seen a move like this. It is absolutely unprecedented because, in essence, peace through construction is a very innovative concept or project, and it has every chance to become a reality
already faded back
by
to
our
1.7.
joint efforts. Therefore, Mr. President,
Let me get you the leading industries right
acknowledge
now.
and accept your
So finance
conviction
is the lagger on the
that lasting
Dow.
peace
Like again,
must be
industrials,
built
producers
on
are doing
concrete
good. Transports
actions.
and retail trade
As
are the
our
best on the
first
NASDAQ.
step,
Consumers,
we are ready
services are the
to
worst.
contribute a significant amount of cash
And then,
finance
yeah, again, services and finance are the
directly
worst.
to the Board of
Industrials,
Peace without
producer
any
materials are doing the
delay.
best.
Kazakhstan is also keen to be part of the restoration and construction process.
Again, Battle and some of those other ones.
Companies
Again, oil too near the high. But Spy's still just doing this VWAP dance. It's killing the premium. Let me actually double check those. I have one on watch, but it hasn't done what I wanted it to. They're still mad expensive.
Residential complexes, schools, hospitals, and other important civilian facilities, as well as the rubble clearance. We pledge
blocking political
to
ads.
fully accomplish our financial commitment toward the board. As one of the world's major producers of wheat, Kazakhstan is ready to provide humanitarian assistance to enhance food security in Gaza and beyond. Kazakhstan plans to provide 500 scholarships to Palestinian students to pursue academic programs.
I feel now, because you guys would ask me if I would say weed when I would say wheat. I get it now.
Period. We can share our internationally recognized
Kazakhstan's a trip, dude.
And other digital solutions.
You sound Iranian, but you look like a Japanese.
The ISF
and then they make a wheat.
Military units, including medical units, and sending our observers to the Civil Military Coordination Center. Sustainable development in the Middle East.
Do they have earnings? That one looks like a big red to green.
New ways to promote peace, cooperation, and trust across the region. That's why Kazakhstan has joined the Abraham Accords. This crucial move is fully aligned with the noble mission of the Board of Peace.
Deer's still going up too, man.
May constitute a solid basis for joint efforts to promote peace and security in the Middle East and to foster economic, humanitarian cooperation in the region.
Yeah, Bosch had earnings yesterday.
Beyond. Given the global nature,
that's good. That's a big red to green.
Kazakhstan is committed.
Again, it kind of meets the small cap narrative,
including through hosting meetings at different levels and scales. I also would like to propose to establish a special President Trump's
Google Gemini 3.1 Pro starting today in preview in Vertex AI and Gemini Enterprise.
Efforts and achievements. I'm confident, Mr. President.
I don't know if this is going to spark more AI or not, but yeah, Google new Gemini 3.1. Again, this whole week we have not reacted to any of this shit. There has been less developments, but even then, you haven't got that. And DeepSeek has not been released yet.
The Republic of Uzbekistan.
Уважаемый господин президент Трамп, ваше превосходительство, позвольте выразить искреннюю признательность президенту Соединенных Штатов Америки Дональду Трампу за созыв инаугурационного заседания Совета. Несомненно, сегодняшний саммит – это результат политической воли и прагматизма.
Japan yields are still down after all that too. Our bonds, speaking of which, our bonds are trying to climb back up. But yeah, Spy, I don't know if software is going to react to all that. Actually, it's okay. I mean, again, you got the Gemini thing. Give it a second. It's not like fully released. It'll take people time to process it. But again, it may not even be anything. We've dodged all those bullets this week, but we'll find out how people are feeling on this Thursday.
Скоординированные усилия всех сторон позволят обеспечить устойчивость постконфликтного процесса и создание условий для скорейшего восстановления Газы. Подчеркну, что Узбекистан готов внести посильный вклад в возведение жилых домов, детских садов, школ и больниц. Уважаемые друзья, символично, что нынешний саммит проходит в Институте мира имени Дональда Трампа. Наша встреча является ярким проявлением.
That's the only thing I understand. I thought he was speaking English for a second, and then he lost me. And then he was like, Donald Trump. And it brought me back that I didn't understand this. Something about Australia is you get a long term is good for the economy. Block that dumb shit out of your mind. Something like that. So yeah, save 10, get a long term.
The President of the Republic of Indonesia.
President Trump.
All right, another medical name, INSMD, or INSM.
Indonesia.
INSMED.
From the first
Fastly,
day
watch
that
again
we
if any of those other ones come up. They are the
President
Fastly in game. Fastly's leading, but the other ones in that cohort are moving still. But not as much, dude.
Completely agree, and we are
yeah, it's the lowest you've been in like what, 45 minutes, maybe an hour,
and
you're just like right above the open. So Nasdaq's not as bad. I mean, you started Nasdaq was down 0.6. Same thing with the Russell. But SPY and Nasdaq are getting back to where they were.
There will be a lot of obstacles. There will be a lot of difficulties, but we are very optimistic with the leadership of President Trump. This vision of real peace will be achieved. There will be problems, but we will prevail. We will achieve our dream of peace in Palestine, peace,
a
lasting
where's
and peaceful
Blue Owl?
solution for the
That one's still
Palestinian
down.
problem
Again, financials
in Gaza
are not pretty.
The achievements of the ceasefire is real. We commend this, and therefore we reaffirm our commitment to contribute significant number of troops, up to 8,000 or more if necessary.
Swap holes are not moving.
We are prepared
Chipotle
to
down,
contribute
Kava.
the troops to
They
take
even
part
killed the
actively
Baconator today.
In the
Fastly about to
international
hit 20,
stabilization
52-week
force
high.
to make this peace work. Thank you very much.
The President of Romania.
First of
Romania.
all, President Trump, thank you for convening this very important meeting, and thank you for your involvement.
You look like
and
Nick
leadership
Fuentes and
for
Justin
the
Trudeau had a
peace
kid.
plan in Gaza.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, you guys. Until the market moves, man.
Stable.
Okay, we're listening to a peace conference as oil goes up on lack of peace tensions.
In other parts of the world.
You see it, right?
Everyone desires peace.
It looked like Justin Fuentes. It looked like Nick Trudeau.
Gaza, but the question is how to act for, and it's why this meeting is and this format.
I like Romania.
Important.
Besides all the damn prop fuzz.
What Romania can do first on the humanitarian situation, we can increase the number of flights in order to extract children with disease.
If I made a long-term suggestion board on Instagram with pros, cons, and dividends, you know, I kind of like that idea. That's not bad. I'll see. I'll see what me and Multi could cook up. You know, and it just sucks though, because like things do change quite rapidly, man. Like it's only been like 30, 45 days where a lot of the long-term picks that I liked, they've gone up 15%, unfortunatally. So yeah, but I'm down. I mean, it might require a lot of work, but I could probably throw it into Moltbot and have him do some work.
The schools in Gaza.
But like the problem too with the long term, something we've talked about, 10 years minimum. So you got to think before you act on them too, and that's why it sucks with like things changing every other week, every other month. You know, it's like you only need a couple of good ones.
In other parts of the world, so we have some expertise. We can contribute with experts, with trainers.
Am I sending stream alerts to the locked-in members? No, stream alerts has been closed for over a year. We kept anybody who's been on it. They're able to receive them still, but we don't accept any new signups for that. We haven't. And then the locked-in, I'll tell them a couple of plays. I've been giving them dailies here and there, but you know, the locked-in, I think they know what to do. And don't buy locked in if you're not on the path to a home, and if you don't have a long term.
Part of this journey, Mr. President.
You know, you got to prioritize.
The fully aligned bipartisan vote of
Get a bald
support
maxer up there.
Initiative received in our parliament speaks for itself about how honored Albania is to be a founding member of this new organization. Many in Europe say the Board of Peace is meant to substitute
Can't
the
live in an
United
options
Nations.
contract.
It does not look to me like an attempt to replace the UN.
But you can live in a car.
If it helps,
you know, people say that to buy
agonizing
expensive cars.
giant, and
They say you
inshallah,
can't drive a
make
house.
it up, then
So
God
I don't know,
bless
man. That
the
logic
Board
could
of
help
Peace.
or hurt. Net's starting to go up with
Mr.
Fastly,
President,
but
we
Fastly is just
commend
dominating.
We commend your decisive role in bringing a halt to the heartbreaking conflict
I kind of
in
want to
Gaza,
shave my head, bro. I've been
and
debating
Albania
it for a long
has
time.
confirmed
I might have
participation
to
in
support the
stabilization
movement.
force
And
with
you know,
our
in
troops.
Paul,
At the
in
same
the Book of
time,
Acts,
I
when he was
propose
done
that
with
this
his
board
Nazarite oath,
invite
you know,
all
after he
countries
completed one of
to
the missions, he
contribute
shaved his head.
directly by
So
building
I think
a
we might. I think I might have to.
public
You
facility
know, we
for
might be there.
Palestinian children.
Trump floats blocking some immigrant
And in doing
family
so,
housing aid.
the world
Bloomberg
would
law.
help the children of Gaza, who are the most innocent hostages of the lunacy of Hamas.
I don't even know who that affect.
To grow within the tangible presence
Google
of the
partnered
largest
with
chain
SE
of
to build
hands
AI tools.
humanity has
Google's coming
ever
up again
joined
since that
together.
Gemini thing. You're catching a bid,
By
but
not
it hasn't
only
had any
putting the money,
reverberations
but
yet.
bringing their own architects in this, so the world will transform an wound of history
small
into an
beady
oasis
head
of
is
hope,
fine if shaved.
where compassion
What are you trying to
takes
say,
concrete
dude?
form, and the future is shaped around those who
Wait, what did you
deserve
just call
most,
my head?
The next generations of Palestinians.
You small beady
Albania
head.
will
What
be
does that mean?
privileged to stand in that chain. Allow me very briefly to draw your attention to another open conflict closer to home, where President Trump's leadership during his first term brought Kosovo and Serbia closer than ever to a final peace agreement. The president of Kosovo was then brutally prevented from traveling to the White House to sign that agreement in the presence of President Trump. And this was the doing of the very same Sicario prosecutor that went after President Trump himself, and for that became worldwide
Oh, there it is.
Today, the
Peach
Kosovo
Nation.
president
Wait, how come you're not at
have
the
now
summit, Bradley?
Spent 6 years.
What's the
in
Board of
pre-trial-
Peace without the Board of Peach? Or nah. So I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
that
about.
should be shamed of that type of international justice. Just last week, Mr. President, another prosecutor founded
The
by
difference
this great
between
country
locked in and
its
Chad, real
taxpayers,
time, just no delay
requested
on the
45
stream,
years of imprisonment
and then a
for
little
him.
bit more options.
Request that sent
Because I don't want, and then the news
of
in the morning
humiliation
and the
through an
watch list.
entire peace-seeking nation. At this moment, only a few
I don't know.
months
I want to give you
stand
guys
between a
options, but
man
I'm just scared.
who rose from
Like you
resistance
guys
to ethnic
understand,
cleansing
it's just
to
like a
become
lot of people.
peacemaker,
I've seen
and the
terrible
potentially
things, and
devastating
I don't think it's
outcome
my fault. But
in
at
a
the same
court
time,
that has so
you know,
far
oh yeah, way
failed
better manners
at
too.
every step
Yeah, they don't
to
bother me
uphold
about my
the
political
standards
beliefs.
of democratic justice. For the sake
It's
of
not,
God,
you know, it's more
Mr.
like, oh,
President,
thanks for telling us about
let's
staples
do
before
something
everybody in the entire world
before,
bid them up
as
and the
you
market
say,
sold off.
very bad
You know,
things
versus
might
like, hey, why the fuck do you still believe in
And
Trump?
Again, thank
Josh,
you
your father
for
and mother are
bringing
immigrants.
Albania
Josh, how do you
this
sleep
noble
at night?
initiative
Josh,
by bringing
how do you
close
do
friends
you
of
know he's the
Israel
Antichrist
and
devil,
of the
Josh?
Arab countries.
I'm
We
like,
very
dude,
much
I'm
hope
just trying to
bring
make a
added
bag,
value
dude. I'm trying
in
to,
your
you know, get a
amazing
crib. You know, some
vision.
people share that goal with me. I feel, man, but yeah, it's a little different.
Next, the Prime
You're
Minister
locked in,
of
just hit the
Egypt.
join, hit the membership thing. It's there. And like I said, I'm gonna open up the chat next month, so that and right now it's on members only for everybody, but you know, I'm gonna go a month at a time. We'll switch it back and forth, you know, until everybody gets with it. Because I like it, bro. I like the unity, man, and I've been a very abrasive character here for the last like year or so, and you know, some may like it, some may not, but I do think that, and that's what I'm saying, I kind of want to consider more options, but I want people to do good. I want it to be a real tight-knit community, not this whole shit, not this fake love, you know what I'm saying? But I want it to help you guys, and I want it to be something good. But you know, I've been dropping anything major on the market. I've made you guys the videos, and I'm telling you, the ISM, the deflation, the gold and silver, I have shared that with everybody, regardless of locked in or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying I want these things to help you. If the world ever goes crazy, I don't want any of you to miss out on anything, and I don't want it to hurt you. But that's my priority. You know, I think a lot of people want to get a fucking gain, but I just don't want people to get hurt on both ways. I don't want you to get hurt by bullshit. I don't want you to get hurt by your own hand, not controlling it, because there's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of opportunity to fuck your shit up too.
Egypt will
So, yeah,
continue
but
its
that's what's
effort
going
to
through my
train
mind.
Palestinian
So we'll
police
see. We'll go little by
personnel
little.
to maintain
But in the
security
meantime,
within the Strait.
you know, the locked in.
Egypt
I mean, we
values
tried it
President
at the end
Trump's
of last
position,
year, and I mean, a lot of
rejecting the
people proved some
deportation of
good
the
things to me.
Palestinian people from Gaza, as reflected in the 20-point
Bonds are
plan,
green now.
and stresses the importance of initiating early recovery project in the whole of the Strait in a manner that preserve its geographic unity. Let us consider today's meeting as initial step in advancing these objectives. Again, thank you, Your Excellency President Trump.
Thank you. The Prime Minister of the State of Qatar.
Qatar.
Thank you. Mr. President, distinguished members of the Board of Peace, thank you for convening this meeting under the banner of peace. Qatar reaffirms its commitment to the Board of Peace as it was committed to the very first day of the mediation efforts. From that day until the end, when we have witnessed in that historical
man.
moment
I
in
think
Sharm
there's
el-Sheikh
a lot more, bro.
the signing
I
of
think
this
the future
agreement
is
together
bright.
with
Like I
our
said, I mean, just even in the markets. I said this yesterday.
For decades, this conflict has burdened our region.
I haven't felt
and
this
the war,
way about the economy
and our
and like
responsibility
technology
remains to achieve a
since
just and
like
lasting
2015, maybe
The board, under
maybe
the President
2014,
Trump
really.
leadership,
Where
will
like you are,
advance the
we're
full
just we're
implementation
going through
of the
shifts, bro.
20 points plan
So it's
without
always
delay,
exciting, and those are the
ensuring
times where
fairness
you
and justice for both
you can really
Palestinians
change
and
your life.
Israelis.
So for
In
the
this spirit,
better or
Qatar
for the
pledges
worse,
$1
but
billion
usually, man,
in
if you
support
are paying
to the
attention,
board of-
you're
to
going to
the board
avoid the
mission
stupidity,
aimed at
be
reaching a
wise.
final
You know, a couple
resolution that
strategic
fulfills
you're a couple of
Palestinian
strategic
aspiration
investments away
for
from
the statehood and
really
recognition
setting yourself up
and the
nice.
Israeli aspiration for security
And then again, too,
integration.
with that, even if
We
it
will
brings the
we will-
volatility this
we will
year,
also continue our
like I'm saying, even
humanitarian
with the midterms,
coordination
you're going to get a lot.
together with our UN partners and the board.
Okay,
of Peace.
climb back
Thank you
up
very
here.
much.
High
Thank
ticker's
you.
still kind of gassing.
The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the
NASDAQ
UAE.
64 in the red, so 10 names went green.
Mr. President,
SPY 329,
thank you for
30.
gathering us today.
So that you're still a little bit,
I really hope
surprisingly,
that
of less
the
names
beginning of Ramadan
green
will
here than you
give us
did right
all
here.
guidance,
And then
towards
Walmart's giving up.
peace
Meta, again, Mag 7
and
starting to lag or lead a little bit.
coexistence and
Again,
living
Bond
in
just hit green. Now
prosperity
staples
with
are
each
coming
other.
down. General Mills,
Mr.
Coca-Cola,
President,
KDP,
Just
MO.
over 5 years ago,
No, that was
with
KO.
your friend, my president, Sheikh Mohammed, and the Prime Minister of Israel launched the Abrahamic Accords.
If it
And
was a
since
real
then,
emergency,
we've
man, I
managed
wouldn't trip. That's what the
not
long term
only
is
to
for.
work
But
with
let's go
you,
rebuild it, man.
with Israel,
I think this is,
towards
like I
a
said,
better
it's-
future for
you're
the
at an
region. But
interesting
even
time
when
right now.
October 7th took place, the UAE managed to work with Israel in providing, since
But
the
yeah,
war
man, a
started,
real emergency for
almost
the
$3
long
billion
term, that's literally
of
why you have it.
assistance to the
That's why I'm
Palestinian
glad
people
some
in
of you
Gaza.
guys have had it, you know? It sucks
Today, Mr.
having to start
President,
over or, you know,
the UAE
having to get rid of
announces
it, but it
further
should be there for
$1.2
that
billion
reason. You know,
for
just don't
supporting Gaza through
don't make
the Board of
something if it's
Peace,
not a real
which
emergency. I
I'm
don't fuck
delighted
with that.
That I've been working with so many
I don't know,
friends
bro. Is it the Gemini thing?
like Steve
So you're
and
up. I mean,
Jared,
what? $3 on Google
Secretary
since
Rubio,
the Gemini?
who's been so
F-Jet, that
inspiring in
space
so
stock
many
is
other
still going
ways,
up. Again, a couple
on
of
so many
smaller,
other
like
fronts,
mid-consumer
looking
ones.
forward
Now
working with
NASDAQ
him
and
for,
Russell are green. Dow's
in
practically the
future.
same.
And
SPY's
Mr.
trying to edge
President,
up
if it
here,
wasn't
but
for your
that's what I'm saying.
support,
That Mag
I
7
think,
effect. Equal weight's not moving.
this
This
board
is
would
just
not have been
the
gathered.
bigger leaders kind
We
of
would
taking
not
over,
have
and then the
had
Russell.
the meeting in New York to end this war, when you gathered 8 leaders of the region to end this war. So, Mr. President, during Ramadan, we pray for your success. Thank you.
Thank you. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Morocco.
Morocco.
Mr. President, His Majesty King Mohammed VI welcomes and supports your vision and leadership to foster peace and prosperity around the world, and in particular in the Middle East. Thanks to your peace plan for Gaza, a ceasefire was achieved, a tragic war was ended, lives were saved, and a pragmatic and forward-looking approach to rebuild Gaza was crafted. Today, as a committed founding member of the Board of Peace and upon instructions of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, Morocco is pledging the following in honor of the President Trump's visionary
Chips.
peacemaking.
SMH on the high, and then
Morocco
Tesla,
has
that was
already
leading
made
a little
the
bit
first
earlier.
ever
Software's
financial
not moving, though.
contribution to the
That's what
police.
sucks, man. You're getting NASDAQ moving.
Morocco
The equal
is
weight's not
ready
there.
to
It's just
deploy
NASDAQ and
police
Russell right now, but
officers and train policemen
even if
from
you could
Gaza.
rip another 5 points.
Morocco
If software and some of
deployed
these other
a
factors don't
high-ranking
move, I mean,
military
even
officers
financials stay down.
to
This
ISF
isn't giving
Joint
you like
Military Command.
a
For
green light on
Morocco
everything
will
that's been going
deploy
on,
a military
unfortunately.
field hospital.
And then it's still a Thursday.
Morocco
So
is
the
ready
Thursdays
to
have
lead
been
a
weak. I don't know if we're going to actually
de-radicalization
hold up.
program to fight hate speech and promote tolerance and coexistence. To conclude, allow me, Mr. President, to briefly highlight 4 elements. The conditions set in phase 2 of the 20-point plan should be met for the success of our action. Preserving stability in the West Bank is crucial. The Palestinian ownership is important through legitimate institutions. Lastly, you are, Mr. President, the only leader able to bring peace to the Middle East. We hope that the stabilization of Gaza will help launching a global and genuine peace process based on the two-state solution. Thank you.
Thank you. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Turkey.
Mr. President, distinguished participants, after 2 years of immense suffering, ceasefire in Gaza has been achieved thanks to President Trump's personal engagement and our collective efforts. Yet the humanitarian situation remains fragile, and ceasefire violations continue to occur. A prompt, coordinated, and effective response is therefore essential. President Erdogan remains
Crazy.
fully
After all of
committed
this,
to
though,
Gaza's
oil's still
security,
it stopped moving after that little
stabilization,
drop in pop, but it
and
just came back
recovery.
and it's not there.
Turkey
So
has
again, that's going to
already
linger for the next couple
providing
days. Trump did put
immense
the
amount of
10-day
humanitarian assistance
timeline on that.
to Gaza.
To Gaza.
We can also contribute meaningfully to the rehabilitation of health and education sectors, as well as the training of the police force. In addition, we are prepared to provide troops to the International Stabilization Force. Mr. President, Turkey will continue to support your efforts towards a just and lasting peace. We remain convinced that the foundation of such peace is the two-state solution. Let us work towards that objective for the benefit of all peoples of the region. Thank you.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Kuwait.
Kuwaiti.
my statement in Arabic. فخامة الرئيس دونالد ترامب رئيس الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية الصديقة رئيس مجلس السلام أصحاب الجلالة والفخامة والسمو والمعالي الحضور الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام حبيبي.
أود أن أنقل لكم تحيات حضرة صاحب السمو الشيخ مشعل أحمد الجابر الصباح حفظه الله ورعاه أمير دولة الكويت وتمنيات سموه بالتوفيق والنجاح لأعمال هذا المجلس. كما نتقدم بخالص الشكر
I want to give you the long-term translation, but I think my mom would beat me. So I'll refrain.
بما يؤول نحو إقامة الدولة الفلسطينية المستقلة على حدود 4 من يونيو لعام 1967 وعاصمتها القدس الشرقية وفقا لقرارات الشرعية الدولية بما فيها القرار.
Yeah, bro. Staples dumped. I don't know if that does look like Walmart. Walmart's flipped now. So you went from 2.5 green or 1.8 to negative 0.2.
للشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق وقضيته العادلة. ولطالما كانت القضية الفلسطينية ودعمها تشكل أحد ركائز السياسة الخارجية
Lantern's still red, Oracle's still holding up.
دعم كافة الجهود والمبادرات الرامية إلى إحلال السلام بما فيها خطة فخامة الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب ذات النقاط العشرين. معربين عن أملنا
So yeah, Workday's now back to like what, 2019 levels? It's kind of crazy actually. You're at where you started in 2018.
ختاما مالية بقيمة $1 مليار أمريكي على مدى السنوات القادمة دعما لجهود مجلس السلام وتأكيدا على التزام دولة الكويت الثابت بدعم كل مسعى يهدف إلى رفع المعاناة عن الشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق وتحقيق الأمن والاستقرار في غزة والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Thank you. Spy coming down to VWAP. Low ticker is picked up there. It's a lot of consumer names, you guys. So I think equal weight might be drilling. Yeah, take a look. So your little tech names held up. Tech got you up here. Equal weight didn't move, and now equal weight's drilling. You're getting a lot more consumer, Kimberly Clark, Staples. So like I'm saying, even with software not moving, bro, it's not. None of this shit is good.
From death and destruction to hope and prosperity. By integrating the region, bringing together.
All right, you're picking up a little bit more. It sucks, bro. There's some of these plays, but they're not. The premiums are not as optimal as they were yesterday. They didn't even come down. Actually, one of them though, you're a little lower, but it's the same price as before.
King Fahd offered the 8-point plan, which was adopted by the Arab world at the summit in Fez. That essentially established.
Is silver still ripping?
The notion of land for peace.
Again, I think this is no, silver's coming down. So watch too if you get one of those little fear candles on gold to the downside or liquidation, but essentially this is more consumer names now. So look, see, go look at the low ticker right now. These are all the names that were leading over the last couple of weeks here. So again, Pepsi, CL, Coca-Cola, Kimberly, and then mix it in even with the healthcare ones like the Abbotts and Abbevise. Those are all down too.
So, Mr. President, we look forward to working
ODFL, Josh Brown, freight name.
Establish this noble objective, and I'm pleased to announce that
where's CHRW? Transports are doing good today.
Few years in
Happy Euro close.
Achieve this objective to work
from our long term to yours.
Of
now communications, I'm surprised by that.
Bring them the peace that they
so yeah, comms are still green, but that's what I was hoping today. That if you sold off Staples, the comms might have held up. They're coming down. Everything's kind of drilling here. You're holding up because of tech. You guys realize that, right? You got your Teslas and Metas, they're not budging. So if you go look across, low ticker's picked up, equal weight is drilling, but yeah.
Señor Presidente, distinguidos miembros del Board of Peace.
Yeah, dude, Intuit's the worst on the year right now. It was apt, but Intuit, it's not bad. 15. Bro, there's a couple of those software names at like 11 and 6 P's, which is very attractive.
La defensa de esos derechos no es negociable. Es un prerequisito para la paz. Pero no todos los actores internacionales juegan con las mismas reglas.
The problem is, like, usually you would bottom out by now with a lot of the volatility, how big these sell-offs have been, but there's not been like a bottoming event. You can't even, like, if you rip 15% on all these names right now, you couldn't really explain why or if the problem is dissipated. But once that risk goes away and people can look past it, like, think sound and resilient for the banks, essentially. You need something to get these out of this little doom loop.
Y una arquitectura institucional capaz de sostener soluciones reales en el tiempo. El presidente Trump ha predicado con el ejemplo.
Blue Owl, the curb redemptions, they're reiterating that one, not the company, but Barron's.
La resolución 2803 del Consejo de Seguridad de las Naciones Unidas.
That's the other part too. The Blue Owl stuff doesn't make it any better for software and even financials.
Un plan de pacificación y reconstrucción y los mecanismos para hacerlo, entre ellos una fuerza internacional de estabilización. En esta etapa inicial, Argentina está lista para contribuir. Ponemos a disposición la colaboración de nuestros cascos blancos. Nuestra trayectoria en operaciones de paz es un capital probado que ponemos al servicio de la fuerza de estabilización. Creemos en una diplomacia que asume riesgos para alcanzar la paz. Creemos en el liderazgo que enfrenta desafíos complejos con determinación, como el del presidente Trump. Y creemos que la única paz que vale la pena construir es la que descansa sobre los derechos innegociables del hombre. El Consejo de la Paz ofrece un marco para avanzar en esa dirección. La Argentina lo respalda. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. The Prime Minister of Hungary, Mr. Orban.
Dear Mr. President, Excellencies, dear colleagues, first of all, let me express the appreciation of the Hungarian people to President Trump for his tireless peace efforts all around the world. Hungary is the only country to be represented here on the highest level among the founding members from the European Union. I represent a country which has been living in the neighborhood of a brutal war for the last 4 years.
I think that was Malay.
This war would not have broken out if President Trump had been in office at that time.
I'm looking at these software ones. I'm double checking these valuations.
Offers a great chance to multiply the peace efforts not only in Gaza but in Ukraine as well. We in Europe understand clearly that the security situation in Middle East, and especially in Gaza, has a significant impact on the security of
MPT,
Europe.
they leveled out after being up 20.
Therefore, our participation.
So again,
in the
you're
board of
chilling
peace
now. This was just
is not
all
only based
the
on
you got a little
principle,
dip on
but
staples and a
also
couple
on
of the
our
equal
own
weights.
security interest.
So yeah, they
Let
chilled
me
out a
also
little
share
bit with
with
tech
you
still holding.
that there is serious talks going on in Europe about the board of peace and its future role. We understand that during the recent decades, international
You want
organizations
Tin?
have
Malay
failed
is related to
fulfill
Bibi?
their
Like-
role
like
to
they're
preserve
cousins?
peace and stability worldwide. Therefore, new initiatives
I haven't heard that.
are needed
Oil's getting some
to
candles
bring
right now.
forward the issue of
Little
peace
bit.
globally. We are sure
Well,
that
again, it's still
President
near the
Trump's
high. It hasn't gone
initiative
up more than 2
to
today.
establish the board of peace is such a step to the right direction. President, we are proud to be among the founding members, and we are happy to be in such a
an
great company.
American, where at least
Thank
I
you.
say that.
President Pena of Paraguay, who tapped my shoulder, wants to say a few words.
Yes, thank you, Caroline. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for bringing hope.
Okay,
again,
high ticker
President Trump.
again.
I
You're
think
just
that,
going back and
of the
forth.
many things that you have achieved in the last 12 months as president.
Honestly,
of
it's
the
like
US, I
tech
think
to the upside, everything else to the downside.
And I talk.
That's what you've
I'm
gone through in the
probably
last like
youngest
20,
head of
30
state
minutes.
here.
That's why. I mean, you're
Is
not
hope,
really advancing or
President.
declining. The spy's
We
still in
have
the same
lost
spot.
hope about solving problems for many, many decades. A system that was broken, a system that was not able to bring solutions. Now we're seeing that thanks for
Blood on
your
the hive?
leadership, we are solving the issues. I come from a country
Yo,
that
why is blood
160
ripping?
years ago faced extinction. We went to a war against our neighbor, and
Blood
we
does
lost
that, kind of random. It just
60% of
took a
our
pop towards
territory
the high.
and 90% of the male population.
Klarna post-earnings still
we
declining.
know on our
The
own
Tivas
face
haven't moved.
the hardship and all the difficulties of war. That's why Paraguay is so proud to be a founding member of the Board of Peace, and we're here to collaborate. Maybe we are not going to be the country that's going to bring the more money or the more security forces, but I think that there is a lot that all of the countries can bring to the table to solve these issues. Paraguay, together with a handful of countries, have been supporting Israel, and we will continue to do so. But we come here with an open heart to work for peace. And today is Gaza, tomorrow will be another conflict area in the world, but we need to solve each of all these conflicts, and I really appreciate the leadership that you have taken, President. Paraguay stand ready to collaborate next to you. We're gonna continue to support the US initiative. Probably the only day that we're not gonna be able to support the USA is gonna be on June 12th, because Paraguay is gonna be facing the US in the World Cup. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Israel, please.
Thank you. President Trump, this is an important day. Your historic actions have proven time and again. You are a leader who takes initiative, forges new paths, and works toward a better future for the entire world. Your visionary leadership, alongside with Prime Minister Netanyahu's resolve,
Honestly, if you really
brought
want the
all our
market to move, if
hostages
it's going to go down,
home
it's going to be
from
with
Gaza. Thank you for that.
NVIDIA, Meta, all that shit.
I'm
Once
proud
Mag
to
7
represent
starts
here
dumping,
the
it'll
state of
dump, or
Israel
vice versa.
that stood
But again, it's going to
through
be
such a
day number
difficult
3
war
here if Staples
for
kind
2
of
years
lagging.
on 7 different
They're
fronts,
down 0.5% now, not as bad as a couple days ago, but
resilience
like I'm
and
saying,
strength.
that chart, it looks different than what you've
As I
been
stand
going
here,
through.
I
It's like a
recall the
bigger version of what you
925
kind of
brave
had here and
soldiers
here, but
that gave their
yeah, this is
lives
like 3 days in a row
war
now.
against pure evil, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and Hezbollah. These are the best people. To them,
Name isn't
we
Malay,
owe
it's
our
Milikowski.
existence and all our
He's Bibi's
achievements.
fourth cousin.
They will not be forgotten.
I'll look into that. I've never
I
heard
think
that.
of them.
Oh,
and their
let's do a
families
push-up.
Who paid the heaviest
I'm
price.
down, bro.
Since
I was just doing
Hamas
some deep
violently
diaphragm
took
breaths.
over
Would
Gaza
you guys
in
like to try?
2007, it built
Chatadonia.
the largest
The
terror
market's
state
not
in the
moving
world,
much, but you can.
huge
Isn't that
terror
amazing? You've been here for
infrastructure
2.5 hours.
above
4.5
below
hours
ground.
left to go. Sitting is the
7
new smoking. You
was
got
the
Euro
peak of
closed.
Hamas'
You did
ongoing
nothing's
terror
moved. You just back and
campaign
forth, man. Switching
for
some
decades.
leadership. What is that? Emerging market
Hamas
bonds
raped
seen as not
and
as too
murdered
risky.
women, killed
Waddling
children
in
in
the
front
EM
of their
fixed
parents
income,
and parents
says
in front of
portfolio
their
manager.
children. Burned
But yeah,
whole
man, get your body
families
moving. Chest to the
alive.
sun. Flex the core.
That
Tuck the hips
terrible
in.
day
But do this with
will
me
not
if you
be
guys want to try it.
forgotten,
Ready?
and we must act
Just
to
breathe
ensure
out completely,
it never
but like don't
repeats
push.
itself.
Don't use your like
Distinguished
chest.
leaders,
Just breathe out. Let
all
the air
previous
fall out of
plans
your
for
mouth.
Gaza
Go ahead.
failed because they never
Okay, now when you
addressed
breathe in,
core
don't move
issues.
your
Terror,
don't move your chest.
hate,
Don't move your neck when you
incitement,
breathe in.
and indoctrination.
Just let the air
At
flow
the
into
heart
your
of
nose.
President Trump's
Your
comprehensive
chest and
plan
belly should
are the
expand.
disarmament of Hamas and Islamic Jihad, demilitarization
Oh,
of
then
Gaza
breathe
Strip,
out. Do
and
like 5 of those.
de-radicalization
You'll see,
of
bro. You'll see what you don't need to move for
Palestinian
that
society
one, but you should move.
It's the first
Telling you,
plan
bro. That's
to
gonna
address
loosen
the
up your
root
neck and your
of the
chest
problem.
and your body more than you think.
We support it.
I hope you feel me. Try
and
it.
are working
Just try it. Just let
and
it.
will work
Let
toward
the air
its
fall into your
success.
nose, brother.
As Mr. Maladanov emphasized, Hamas must be disarmed. That
sucks. I gotta
includes
get quiet
all
when
its
I do it.
weapons, its terror infrastructure, underground tunnel network, and weapons production facilities must all be
Use that diaphragm. You're not
dismantled.
using your diaphragm. That's what's fucking up your posture. They don't
As
feel
the
me,
plan
bro.
emphasized,
But yeah, man, move around
there
a little
must
bit.
be
I'm
a
gonna use this
fundamental
opportunity of the
de-radicalization process.
of all these people
the
talking.
infrastructure that indoctrinates
But yeah, and just be on the
Palestinian
lookout for
children to
switching
hate
of
and
the
kill
leadership
Jews
of the
in
market.
educational and religious institutes should no longer exist. All those are important not only for the Israelis. Gazans have lived under a terror regime for decades. The people of Gaza must be liberated from these terrorists. I want to make this opportunity to wish Muslims around the world Ramadan Kareem. Distinguished leaders, President Trump's visionary leadership creates, for the first time, an opportunity for a better future. On behalf of Israel, I say thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. Lastly, the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, President Donald J. Trump, members of the Board of Peace, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. It's a great honor, Mr. President, to attend this inaugural Board of Peace meeting in this holy month of Ramadan, and may God reward you and make you successful in your efforts to bring lasting peace in Gaza. Mr. President, we deeply appreciate your unique initiative and your dynamic leadership in advancing peaceful solutions to conflicts across the globe. Your bold diplomacy has surely brought
But yeah,
calm
man, just
to many
4 hours
international
today. That's what we were
serious
talking about in the morning.
hotspots.
I mean, this is kind of how the
Your
last couple of days
timely
played out.
and
It
very
seemed like there was more
effective
drama, but there really
intervention
wasn't.
To achieve ceasefire between India and Pakistan potentially averted loss of tens of millions of people. You have truly proved to be a man of peace. And let me say, Mr. President, you are truly savior of South Asia. The people of Palestine have long endured illegal occupation and immense suffering. And to achieve long-lasting peace, it is very important that ceasefire violation must end to preserve lives and advance reconstruction efforts. The people of Palestine must exercise full control of their land and their future in line with UN Security Council resolutions. Mr. President, we must work together towards a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination through the establishment of an independent, sovereign, and contiguous state of Palestine in line with the relevant resolutions. Mr. President, we hope that under your visionary and dynamic leadership We will ensure a just and lasting resolution to the issue of Palestine. And today is a day which will mark a place in the annals of history that through your efforts, through your untiring support and great efforts, long-lasting peace in Gaza will be achieved, will be your legacy.
Yeah, very range bound, but understand why it's happening. You know, not only are we still not getting away from this other stuff.
We will now hear from the president of FIFA, Giovanni.
FIFA to end it?
Share more about
But like
FIFA's
I'm saying, that
partnership
you just keep
with the Board of
switching. You're getting Mag 7 leadership today. Staples now have been a few days coming down, but you're watching equal weight dump while the other stuff is holding up. That's very different than what we've been going through here.
That's the first point. Football, or soccer as it is called, here is the world's universal language. It is spoken by 6 billion people, 6 billion fans who have the same feelings. It's about hope, it's about joy, it's about happiness, it's about coming together, and it's about uniting the world. Mr. President will unite the world here this summer during the World Cup, but if we truly want to unite the world, we need peace, of course. And this brings me to the second point, because today we announce a true partnership between the Board of Peace and FIFA, and I'm very proud and very happy to announce
This guy's not even a country.
Having heard your presentations in Davos.
I represent the people of
I was
football.
feeling that we need to help. We need to do something. Everyone has to support peace. Everyone in this room.
All right, you're
Mr.
dropping a
President,
little bit
everyone
more
outside
again.
of this room who would
Like
like
I'm
to be
saying,
in
watch
this
if the
room
tech
has
goes
to
down,
support
because that's just going to
peace
smash
as well.
everything. I
We
think
all
that
have to
is. So
contribute,
equal weight's coming down,
for
but
this,
now I
and
think
that's
you're
why
getting
FIFA
candles on everything
wants
else.
to
You're back.
contribute,
You're right
because we
below
don't have to
open.
just
You're getting
rebuild
into the 0.4,
houses
0.5.
or
Russell and
schools
NASDAQ
or
are still doing a
hospital
little
or
better.
roads. We also have to rebuild and build people, emotion, hope, and trust. And this is what football, my sport, is about. And the third point is that, of course, as you all know, images speak louder and better than words. So we prepared a short video, and you can
FIFA
watch
Save the World
this
video?
I invite you to look at it carefully. Thank you very much. God bless peace, and God bless the Board of Peace. Ramadan Kareem. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
In a world where conflict has silenced playgrounds and broken
You
routines,
sound like a pharma commercial.
there is one language that still unites hearts: football.
Let us build a stadium in the middle of it.
A simple ball, a shared field, a reason to believe again. Today, FIFA and the Board of Peace come together to turn football into a bridge.
XLV and
toward
healthcare
peace,
selling off
dignity,
too. So
and
you got a little drop down on tech, but all the other stuff's still going down.
Through this partnership, a
Staples
complete
kinda
football
holding. It's a different
ecosystem
set.
will be created. FIFA and the Board of Peace will build football pitches, FIFA arenas, academies, and stadiums. This initiative will support the creation of leagues at youth, amateur, and regional level, strengthening community engagement both on and off the pitch. It will also generate diverse professional opportunities, supporting the development of local talent not only on the field, but across all areas that bring football to life. Football does more than create players and coaches. It rebuilds confidence, restores routine, reopens doors to education, teamwork, and belonging. Local communities take the lead. Parents, teachers, volunteers, youth leaders, all becoming part of a shared mission to heal, to rebuild, to move forward together. Around every pitch, new emotions and long-lasting memories emerge. Community matches, fan gatherings, youth education, and sport programs. New job opportunities appear to become coaches, players, sport doctors, administrators, events organizers. We will create football ecosystem with thousands of people to be involved and engaged constantly. Together, FIFA and the Board of Peace will build, in Gaza, 50 FIFA arena mini pitches, with a cost of around $50,000 per unit. This represents a $2.5 million investment. 5 full-size pitches in 5 different districts, at around $1 million per pitch. a FIFA academy with an estimated investment of $15 million US, and a national stadium for 20,000 to 25,000 spectators, valued at around $50 million US. These investments will create a complete football ecosystem designed to support communities and future generations. FIFA and the Board of Peace, united for football, committed to peace.
I'm still processing this one. No, this isn't your taxes
Thank
at
you,
work. This
Gianni.
is your
That's
FIFA.
wonderful.
If you're going to the World
In
Cup.
advance of today's meeting, members of the Board of Peace were asked to vote on a resolution establishing the principles of financial integrity and transparency that will guide the board's work. And
All
that
right, bro, you're starting to
resolution
pick
has
up a little
passed
bit more. You just
unanimously.
said it wasn't
So
going to be
now President
excited.
Trump, as
So this is
chairman of the
15 minutes
board,
after
will
Euro
sign the
close if you think
resolution
about
in
it
the
too.
presence of a
So all this
quorum
move is
of
still
the board.
post-Euro. Just a matter of it holds. If you bounce back up to VWAP and hold, I mean, this is going to suck. But otherwise, if we do keep breaking down a little more, I mean, you're just going to get more into the lows of that last Thursday freakout, or if you recall. Actually, what time was that? It was around this time, but you bottomed out around 11:20, 11:30. What are they voting on? Purple die. Purple for peace.
Now, while this is not a fundraiser, the Board of Peace has already inspired remarkable support from so many on this stage. As President Trump announced earlier, total pledges exceed $6.5 billion in relief and rebuilding in Gaza, and thousands of personnel have been committed to help preserve the ceasefire and secure enduring peace. I would like to ask the heads of the following delegations to
Okay,
join
you're approaching
President
the
Trump
low
on
here. Like I'm
stage
saying,
as
it's
he
all
signs
post-Euro.
the fundraising
Premiums did
pledges.
skyrocket.
Albania,
I had one on watch, but it
Azerbaijan,
didn't get to a good
Bahrain,
enough price.
Egypt, Indonesia,
They didn't really go
Jordan,
down.
Kazakhstan,
Even all day, like you just got to
Kosovo,
burn
Kuwait,
Supreme, but
Morocco, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Uzbekistan. Please join the president as he signs the fundraising pledges.
and then bonds starting to go down too. Again, I don't like this. I don't like the staples, man. Remember, this was the day. Software is still kind of holding up, but you could kind of see it. Your last leg of hope today is just the Mag 7 holding up. Like I was telling you, one of these days where they all kind of sell off is not pretty. And then Blue Owl, some of those financial stuff, the problems we had here earlier today, they're still going down. Again, it's all small. I mean, it's all within 0.4, top to bottom. I mean, NASDAQ was a lot worse, actually, earlier. NASDAQ was 0.6 at one point. But again, SPY and Dow, they're about 0.5, 0.6. But at least you got the movement, Habibi. They're hosting the World Cup in Kansas City. You should Airbnb your crib. Those those Airbnb rates when there's an event. That one golfing event in like North Carolina, they went crazy.
Congratulations. Now, President Trump, if you would like to say a few words to conclude, and then you have the honor of gaveling out the first ever Board of Peace meeting.
Well, thank you very much, Caroline. And I will say that this has been, I think, will maybe be one of, if not the most important day of our careers. And we've had some pretty good careers up here, but this is something very
Pinehurst,
special.
and then even the
we're gonna
waste
straighten out
management.
Gaza. We're going to make Gaza
Dude, the
very
Airbnb rates
successful
go
and
nuts.
safe. And we're also going to maybe take
But
it
yeah,
a step
Olympics
further
and the
where
World Cup
we see
are-
hot spots around the world.
I don't know,
We
man.
can
Y'all should
probably do
Airbnb
that
a
very
room.
Easily. This is a
How
tremendous
about
group
why
of
don't you guys do that?
powerful
If you have an
people and
area,
brilliant people.
you should come
And
stay
I
at the
think that
farm
we can do things
during
that
any
other
of these
people
events,
would
and then
not be able
Airbnb
to
your
conceive
crib.
of or think of. We will help Gaza. We will straighten it out. We will make it successful. We will make it peaceful. And
Nike
we
could
will
benefit
do
from the
things
World
like
Cup.
that in
Maybe,
other
I don't know.
Spots will come up.
I'm surprised Nike's
Things
not
will
there, and they're
happen
like,
that
as our
nobody's
plan to
even thinking
rebuild
about now,
Gaza,
not even
we
conceivable.
want to give Nike
But,
techs
we will
and shiesties
take
to
care of a lot of
everybody.
things, and we'll work
So
again with the
it all
United
depends, but
Nations
usually
and,
they benefit off of the
bring
big
it
sports
back to
events.
health. It needs
They have a
help.
lot of inventory they
It's,
need to get
got
rid of, so
tremendous
hopefully they
potential,
sell
but it
more
needs
than
a
they
lot of
spend
help.
on advertising.
And I think we can start with doing that pretty soon, Michael. I think we're going to work on that very strongly. We can fix up even the building physically. I love to see beautiful buildings. I like to see buildings fixed up physically, not look like they are in disrepair. We don't like that. So we're going to.
You guys like the fire in the background?
Very
I
good
woke
people,
up
and you have
cold
some
today,
very
and
good
I had
people
this
there right now,
idea
but we're gonna
because I was like, maybe
put some
it'll keep
extra
me
people
warm.
in, and we're gonna have it,
And then I had the fire
help us.
burning on the other
But
video.
Most importantly for Dave,
But yeah,
the
I think
Board
it's kind
Peace
of
is going
relaxing.
to lead the way in Gaza.
Enjoyable.
We're going to make Gaza,
not as
an example
disturbing
of
to some of you.
success and safety.
I don't know how the other one
and
disturbs
unity.
people. I think
And
that's
it's an
more of
honor
like
that
a
you're here, and I want to thank the media
cuckoo.
for being so respectful.
But you
You're
know,
really
to
amazing.
each his own.
It's given the Board of Peace the respect it deserves. These are the most powerful people in the world, the richest people in the world through their countries, and they have made a tremendous commitment, and the United States likewise has made a tremendous commitment. Thank you to everybody for your involvement.
Thank you, Donald.
And
Do you have anything
we
to
look
say
forward
about
to
the
working with
S&P
you
500?
over the years for many reasons, many very, very good humanitarian reasons. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everybody. Ready?
We just wanted to hit the gavel.
Take it with us. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Do the dance. Get the sheikh to do the dance. Yalla. Ba 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 ba. Thought that was fire in the background. You don't hear it? Yeah, bro. So I hope you stay. Again, that has to be tech, bro. Has to be a couple of financials, and then oil's still up again. I think the oil drama is going to continue into next week, and then yeah, you're going to keep playing this game. Do 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 do. I would love to see that. Yeah, if they all dance to YMCA. But yeah, guys, not much has happened. I mean, this is what I was saying in the morning with that like, again, the last 2 days, if you guys didn't notice, literally the last 2 days, you got like pretty typical moves. I mean, we got actually some nice plays that we were able to hit, but the difference, it just took longer. It took, instead of the first 2 hours, first hour starting to like move things, it actually it took like 4 or 5 hours. So remember, yesterday, bro, yesterday looked really good, and then it wasn't until the end of the day after Philo that you started to make that type of move to the downside. So, and like I'm telling you, the fragility is real right now, and you do need to understand how the leadership is moving around. I mean, that's why you're getting this choppy movement, because it's 50, 70 names going down, 5 names that are holding up that have been down in terms of Mag 7, and then you're going back and forth, mix in the Russell and a lot of other names going back and forth there too. It's giving you these types of moves, and then you got a couple of, again, volatility in general has just been high. Single stock volatility. Now you have oil volatility. Bond volatility has calmed down, but they're still higher than it's been, typically. So yeah, we're gonna play this game back and forth. If we can get some movement and excitement, it'll be awesome. But remember, this is your last best day of February. Everything after here, seasonality still works against you. Doesn't mean you have to go down, but we are still taking it back to a week or two ago. We're still dealing with all that drama from the software, and that's what I was saying earlier, because some of you guys brought up some good software stocks, and I like them, man. Like I'm telling you, if you really have a lot of cash, or you are going to position small and want to take risk, I mean, there's 30-40% year-to-date losers right now. There's some really, really good names out there, but the problem is, like, more often than not, when volatility and drops happen like this, you usually have a nice rally and recovery by now, or things start to look up. But the problem is, we haven't like gotten over it. There's not been a clearing of the risk yet, so that doom loop is still kind of in play. But then again, I mean, more risk, more reward. But we are trying to get through this all, and then again, NVIDIA earnings next week. So this could either be kind of the front run or some of the jitters leading into it all. But I'd get locked in, baby. I would get ready for the rest of this day. I mean, we're at open, but I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of hours if we could make a bigger move up or down. But definitely pay attention to how we're moving today, because it is different. I mean, Mag 7 leading, everything else going down. That hasn't really been the theme this year, let alone for this month. Again, you haven't really seen staples do this, you know, very small bubbles of staples calming down. So like I was telling you, this is going to happen eventually, but when it does happen, we got to be on watch. And then if everything sells off, software, staples, Mag 7, there you go. And that's what I'd look for today. If Mag 7 really starts to sell off and nothing else changes, nothing else rotates, then yeah, you're going to probably run back into the lows. But other than that, man, I hope you're patient. It's 9 o'clock. We got an hour till philo. Dude, did I tell you guys I have a crazy philo for you today? I don't know if I have a very unhinged philo, so I don't know if you guys could handle it today. I don't know. We could defer if you'd like. Your tin is that it's not fire, it's pop rocks. It sounds like pop rocks and static. But I have the fire screen. You know what I'm saying? So on like one of my screens, I got the fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm looking at it, it keeps me warm. I could visualize it. Honestly, I'm still kind of freezing. I told you, bro. It was California freezing today. My house was 50 degrees on the inside. You know that? Because I can't run the heater, bro. I can't do that. And not for my sinuses. Oh, it was cold, bro. Is it a bad sign if you call a pawn exchange and they won't say over the phone whether they're buying gold, what they're buying gold for? He says it's because of competition. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I've never had most of the people, remember we talked to that one guy, he was just like, I don't want to buy it. I'm not in that game of risk. But otherwise, they'll just lowball you. But I've been hearing that. I mean, it's still the same, very similar situation where people are low offering on your gold. And then also, too, on the back end, places are still selling it for like 90 bucks an ounce or something like that for silver. You got oil numbers coming in, minus 9 million in crude inventories. Estimate was gain of 1.6. What the fuck? That seems big. You saying the fire keeping you warm reminds me about the short guy on Reddit wearing inserts for protection. Hey, man. I'm just saying, though, if I was a little taller, I could defend myself. If I was fake taller, it would help. How dare you? You don't understand safety. Yeah, well, we'll see. Gold and silver. I'm surprised I was holding up with the Chinese New Year. A lot of people were expecting demand to go down. Yeah, gasoline inventories were big draw, surprisingly. Yeah, go to a different pawn shop or sell it online. I mean, again, if you call 10 places, you'll find somebody. I mean, that's what we did live. Fubo for the World Cup. I mean, it might go up. Somebody said Nike goes up 18% on the World Cup years. I'm not too sure about that, but, you know, there might be some trends with it, but I wouldn't add it to the long term. I mean, that's something, you know, long term is going to be a 10-year thing unless you're getting a really good price. And I don't know. It's something we should talk about. We talked about it yesterday, even on the 11 at 11, quality. And that's what you guys really got to focus on. But at the same time, if you want to take risk, if you want to buy growth stocks, you want to buy a shit stock for crying out loud, man. One, you can't change your mind. You're going to hold it for 10 years. Like, you guys know I still hold Snapchat, right? So fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I still have one Beyond Meat share in there. You know what I'm saying? But you know how you do it? You got to keep it small. You got to keep it small, and you actually got to stick to the damn plan with it. But this positioning, you're not going to wreck yourself on something big. So, like, if you really insist on buying something low tier, like I'm saying, if there's a lot of right now, there's just better quality stocks that are down, and some of the better quality ones are going to be software and growth. But at the same time, it's just like, don't make the mistake of buying dog shit while there's still like decent quality at a fair price. But then other than that, it all boils down to positioning size. And as long as you're not going all in or exposing yourself by a dramatic amount, but Would I be buying Fubo for the long term? No. Would you maybe want to gamble on it around the around the World Cup? Yeah, maybe that'll work a little bit. But if you are gonna end up buying it for the long term, you better keep that shit small. And then again, just remember you're foregoing a lot of, you know, you choosing to buy lower quality, cheaper price. Meanwhile, you've kind of had the biggest software sell-off. Then that's what you're choosing to forego. And then in the same respect, if you want to go for software, there's a lot of good deals out there right now. But like we said, we don't know when this risk is going to resolve. You still got more volatility coming around here in the next few months, and anything could happen really. But at the end of the day, if you're going to set a plan, you plan on keep buying, and you're going to start even small with it. Small is not going to hurt you. You know, give yourself that flexibility, but flexibility to commit and flexibility to absorb any good or bad. You know, that's just how I did it with like Fiserv and stuff like that. We just kept them smaller. There was good prices while there was other lack of opportunity, and we took the ones at good prices but kept them small. It's easy to hold something that's small. It's easy to hold it if it goes down. It's easy to have it go down even more, and then you could really put your real amount into it and then let that grow from there. Ta-da! Bam, 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 bam. Do 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 do. The VIX seasonality. You missed the background meditation music heavy? You don't like the fire, bro? Man, some of y'all are never happy. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I tell you though, like, you know, some people will get really mad by the meditation music. I was just cold today though. And I put it in the other video. Google today introduced Photo Shoot, a new feature in Pomeli. Lean in. Do you want to turn it up? Is that not too loud, or does that make it stand out more? Now I'm getting hot. I feel like I need it. That's a lot of decibels, bro. Yeah, I feel like I'm cooking. There you go. Now it's working. Maybe, bro. Isn't that weird? Oh, dude, Josh, you got a little blunt in the background, dude. A little perp skirp in the background, dude. All right, low ticker picking up, and once again, I mean, a broader set of names going down. Software's not going down, so big tech, I think, is holding, but that has to be another low on the equal way. It's approaching there. Again, NASDAQ back to 0.4. How does it sound, though? I need to hear how high it is. How does it sound, though? I need to hear how high it is. How does it sound, though? I need to hear I guess it doesn't sound too loud. Because usually the other one's a lot lower. She said this is probably comforting some of the demons. No. No. I didn't even think about that. Rebuke it. Yes, it feels like home, Josh. Ah! No. I like s'mores. Stressed out thinking my room is on fire. Nah, dude, you would hear. I would scream a lot more. I don't like fire, dude. You know that? I'm trained though now. Now I know. I got a fire blanket. I know exactly what to do. Don't put water on it. I figured it out. Yeah, a little fireside chat on this cold evening. Or cold morning. I mean, the market could use it. I'm just trying to heat up the market. You know what I'm saying? We need some movement. Well, you're getting movement. I don't think it's the movement people wanted. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. There's a great VeggieTales episode on it if you want to check it out. Staples, bro. Even Kimberly and Tap. Tap is going up a little bit, but that's still holding the 6. Oh, where's Bitcoin, actually? Bitcoin held up in all of this, surprisingly. The dollar was up more. Bonds are right near break even. So I don't even know if we gotta check the move index tonight. We'll see. Still Friday Junior. Again, Friday Juniors are usually a little bit more sticky. Yeah, bro. I'm a big fan of VeggieTales. Oh, what happened to Tiva and Core? A couple biotechs went up, but even healthcare XBI is down. Tiva went up a little bit, but that premium didn't get any juice. Whoa, 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 a little crackling. Now railroads on the low? What the fuck is this? You're freezing in San Fran? Like California freezing, right? I was freezing this morning. It was terrible. But it's good. I like sleeping cold. I'm just a complicated houseplant. You think something's burning? Just my spirit for the Lord, my friend. Amen. And once you make it through the flame, out comes gold! Yeah, I almost burnt my house down with a candle. It was actually my girlfriend's fault. She had a Target candle. I should have sued Target, now that I think about it. And then bonds are taking a bid right now. They're back to green. But she lit this Target candle for several hours. And then it broke the glass. And then it started lighting the oil on fire. I walk into the house. I wasn't home. And I'm like, yo, there's a flame on my table. And then I try to throw water on it because I'm an idiot. And then it just launches a 10-foot flame into the roof. Dude, it was terrifying. It was actually terrifying. So yeah, and that was it. I learned though. I learned a lot, bro. I learned a lot that day. I think I have a video of it. I don't know if I still have it up. Literally a terrifying, terrifying experience. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, it was it was I think I have 10-foot ceilings, a little higher. But that's what happened, bro. It was terrible. I did not know what to do, bro. See, I tried to blow on it. I'm an idiot, bro. You not see that? That was my first response. I said, oh, I'm gonna blow on the fucking fire. The little flame. I try to blow, dude. Silly, bro. Silly. Is that not an outdoor candle? No, I didn't know they have a difference, bro. Actually, I thought it would have been carbon dioxide. They lied to us about global warming. No, yeah, I don't know why. Fitch expects another year of robust economic growth in the Middle East, despite lower oil prices. You were tripping. Is there audio on that? No, bro, because in the beginning, I was like, oh shit, what do I do? I don't think I was calm. I think I was overconfident. Again, faced with the open oil flame, I'm like, I could blow this shit out. I know now. I know how to operate, though. I'm telling you, I learned a lot. Now I learned about the fire blankets. I learned about everything, bro. There was a lot of learning that day. Oh, Fig sold off and then came back up. Good for them. Again, software's, it kind of had a bid a second ago. It's not, again, software's kind of moving a little removed, and then Carvana back down. So some of the earnings continuations, I think Walmart was the only one kind of flip-flopping. Bap, 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 bap. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't blow on the fire next time. Yeah, fire blanket or like, yeah, you just cover it. Because it was oil. It was all the like candle wax. It was just like oil. And then I put the water on and then that's where it went crazy. Could have been bad, dude. Could have been bad. That would have sucked, dude. Like burn my house. Dude, you know I don't fuck with candles. My girlfriend's got over it now. She likes candles and shit still. I'm like, how dare you don't understand. I hold a grudge, bro. Again, honestly. I don't fucking trust these candles no more. I do have a fire extinguisher now. Of course I do. I have that, the fire blanket. I'm ready to go. The farm, I have a fire blankets at the farm. I have fire extinguishers, bro. Everything, bro. Ready to go. I got full-size blankets, too. We could throw any type of blanket. But I got, like, a specific fire blanket now. Yeah, they sell them at Home Depot. You had a fire, curtains, then roof? No way. So you lit a house on fire? Dude, I mean, dude, believe me, I say that in sympathy. Because I didn't think, I was like, how do you light a house on fire? But no, I get it now. I came close. Dude, there was like a burn mark on my roof. Which was crazy. I was worried. We had the fire pit at the farm, bro. When we were just chilling there, I was a little worried. But y'all, you guys were all very capable men. You know that, y'all? Because I told you, I tried to even rebuild it once after they left. I don't know how you guys got that fire lit and all that, but yeah. No, we were good, but I was still a little worried. I literally first, I brought the fire blanket outside just in case. Telling you, safety first, man. I'm Smokey the Bear now. We ain't never going back. Oh, you thought the chart candles. No, no, no. Like a Target candle. Speaking of which, doesn't Target have earnings? Eli Lilly over 90% maintained steroid-free control. What is it? I think they're coming out with something. Or update. You were a little pyro when you were a teen? Like you would light shit on fire? I liked fireworks. I was a big fan. The first time we like went out of San Diego and I discovered fireworks and like smoke bombs. Those are, I was a menace. More blow shit up. Yeah, that's, I like paintball. I like guns. Like we would paintball shit. And like I remember, I don't know, do you guys remember the airsoft phase? It's crazy that people like airsoft a lot more now. And they have like full-on parks and all of that shit. It's like a full-blown like activity nowadays. But I remember when airsoft first came out. Y'all don't realize. Like I feel, was that like early 2000s or like mid 2000s? Like that's when like people were buying and selling them on eBay. And the Chinese manufacturer started selling them. Oh, it was a big deal. But yeah, that was a fun time. But yeah, it was literally after paintball. Paintball's aggressive, dude. Alright. I'm waiting. Never again, dog. I'm watching a premium still, you guys. I'm just being a lot more patient. We could have hit it earlier, but it wouldn't have been as good. You know what I'm saying? The last couple days, we had some good plays, but they were very bumpy. So, but yeah, this little bounce and back and forth, just keep an eye on the leadership dynamic. High ticker's getting another run right now. Again, I see Argentina, fun. It's broadening out a little bit, but honestly, you're just going 40 up, 50 up, 40 down, then 40 down, then 30 up, and then you're just playing that back and forth, back and forth. Meanwhile, but yeah, that one candle got you right under VWAP. And high ticker and Bitcoin started to move too. NASDAQ 63 in the red. It got a little better. And then SPY 320. It's literally the same amount red on the SPY now for the last like hour. Yeah, people are getting mad trouble with the airsoft pistols. The orange tip. I mean, we were bad kids though. So a couple of my friends would spray paint the gun. It's just like, come on, dude. People would be taking the orange tips off. I don't know why. Looking back at it, it seemed like such a cool idea when you're young. You're like, nope, they are going to shoot us. They are going to shoot us. Oh, you wait a minute. You were the guy who was burning trash and you lit the house off? Man, it started to make sense. It started to make sense. That's crazy. Your brother got shot in the eye with the airsoft gun? That's crazy. That was like the big worry. I remember that. That's where they were like, it's dangerous. And they said you would lose your eye. Is he okay now? You made a small fire on the couch because you were cold and 5 years old? Man, you're brave. But yeah, it makes down. The story continues, brother. Does it hurt to get hit with plastic pellets? Not as much as a paintball. Just a little sting. It felt worse when you were a kid, but I don't know. I haven't been shot with an airsoft gun as of late. Four-week average of oil. Again, oil chilled a little bit, but you even had those crazy oil numbers. A KWA Classic. That sounds familiar. Is that the airsoft gun? KWA sounds familiar. Good times. All right, high ticker going. A little bit of industrials. Again, most of the names that are on the high ticker, these are the ones that are still up. Again, XBI, literally industrials on the high. Gold, Bitcoin, Tesla again. You're now at VWAP. Meanwhile, bonds are coming up. Boy. Excuse me. You're building a CRM for your PM business using Claude right now. I know. It might just get buggy. But yeah, I mean, welcome to the new age, brother. Thank you. You haven't heard it sneeze too often, but yeah. I think the infection went away. I mean, I'm not fucking snorting into the mic like I was a week or two ago. They make them out of ceramic balls now? No, I don't know, man. Ceramic's expensive. I don't know if you guys were here for it yesterday. We talked about it like later in the day. The toilet company, Toto. You guys know Toto, the dope-ass toilets? I don't know how they're doing today. This is an ADR, but their stock, I think, in Japan went up because investing fund reached out to them and was like, hey, the ceramic that you use to manufacture toilets can be used to make memory chips. And they're like, yo, bro, you're not a toilet company. You're a RAM business. And then people went crazy over it. I thought that was probably one of the more fascinating pieces of news this year. I never would have thought Toto would have had a a vertical that could lead into RAM in memory. I don't know if they're going to pursue it, but that's what somebody took a stake in them and was trying to, and wrote them a letter explaining how their ceramic process could list to that. Shitty RAM. Forget it. You were building rockets and fireworks and cannons. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't usually suggest this as a career path, but like, are you familiar with, what's his name? Is it Anduril, the guy who wears the Hawaiian shirts? But that's kind of his story, and he just got into making defense equipment. So I don't know, man. If y'all know how to do that and you work with it, you might, I mean, shit, you might have a career. Because there's people like me who are dumb as shit with that. I would blow my hand off, bro. Like, I don't know. I liked experimenting with computers. And, like, again, like, I was like, yeah, I'm down to bridge a connection for Halo advantage. But, yeah, I never built too many explosives or fire shit. I was too much of a... I was pussyfooting around. Do you guys know that? So you guys know, like, when people say that, when that's what it means, it does not mean, like, something, it's not referring to your body when they say that. Because, like, back in the day, they would say you were pussyfooting around, like a cat, like how you move around. It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, pussyfooting. Like, you're being, like, timid and, like, you know, tiptoeing around it. That's what it means. You have just a little bit of linguistic education there. But yeah, it does it. That's literally what it means. I learned that the other day. I said, "Whoa!" So yeah, man, don't pussyfoot around the topic. But then again, don't pussyfoot around the long term. Get good quality. Toto Prod, dude, I wanted Toto. You know, the first time I encountered one. But like, I don't like how things get updated. Last thing I want to do is buy a $10,000 toilet, and then next year I'm like, oh, it's outdated. But what else would it do? I don't even ever buy it. Yeah. Is that a fireplace in the background? No, I think my house is on fire, actually. Thank you for that heads up. Yeah, man, I tried a different background this morning, given the weather. We got hit with our winter storm here in California. You associate Totos with disgusting Budapest public bathrooms? That's crazy. Because, like, Totos are luxuries here, bro. The nicest places I've ever been to, you walk into the bathroom and it goes... Bzzz, tss. I know the sound effects and everything, bro. Those are heated toilet seats. You understand? Bro, at the nicest, like, places you could go, they got heated toilet seats on the Totos. It's amazing. So, yeah, but I never thought... Nah, the worst toilet I've seen was in China. I think I was at the Shanghai airport. And dude, it was such a bad day. I was not feeling good. I was trying to make it back home to America, the best place in the world. And then I go into the bathroom and I start opening up the stalls, bro. Like, I'm about to destroy one of these toilets. And guess what? There was not one fucking toilet in sight. This is at a airport, mind you. Every stall was just a hole in the ground with a spot for my feet. And I'm not used to that, bro. I was like, this is no way, bro. It was so, and I was like, you know, like when you have to like really, you're about to diarrhea everywhere and you get like that brain fog. Like, I was already like stressed, bro. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, bro, it was the worst experience ever. And then, yeah, man, I did not end up doing it. No, that's why, bro. I said, we're going to try to thug this out. It was a bad time, bro. I don't think Kimberly Clark sold toilet paper there. No. Good question. But no, I don't think they service that. And again, Kimberly Clark is selling their international unit as part of... Oh, Bigger Red here. Hi! Dog, it just keeps bouncing around this little price, bro. So yeah, another red. Bonds went down with it. I mean, no headline just yet, but be on the lookout. Tech took a hit on that one, but then I think Staples got a bid. Yeah, so again, you're just switching leadership, bro, every 15 minutes. It's not even like real leadership. Just one set goes, the other one pulls back. The guys who pull back go up. The ones that were up take a candle down. And it's 7 hours to nowhere. It's actually been 3. So it's 9:30. Would you guys like to do some push-ups or no? How do you feel about a set of push-ups? Some deep diaphragmic breathing. I don't know if that's a real adjective or an adverb. But yeah, would you guys like to do some push-ups? You've been here for 3.5 hours. Again, we got Philo in 30, and I have a pretty crazy Philo for you. I don't know. You guys could vote on it now if you would like. If you don't want an unhinged Philo, you could vote. I don't know if it's unhinged, but it's just mind-blowing. So I don't know if you're gonna be able. I don't know if you want those vibes on a Friday Junior, bro. You know, when the market's just going back and forth. Argentina's up. Is Malay. I mean, Korea went up 3% today too. I don't know if EWY is actually still up, but the actual Kospi, I believe, went up 3%. It's brought to you by Toto. Well, stand up, man. Stand up. Maybe go use a Toto. Chest to the sun. Flex the core. Tuck the hips in. Get your body active and moving. And like I'm saying, bro, even if you can't stand up right now, maybe you were driving in a vehicle. Maybe you're sitting at an office, and maybe would your boss hurt you? I don't think your boss is gonna hurt you if you're like, I want to stand up. Like, you don't work at Nike, bro. Calm down. I don't think somebody is overlooking your shoulder and gonna beat you if you know, just stand up for a second. But even if you can't, chest to the sun, bro. Get some good posture in there. And I was telling y'all, try it. Have any of you tried it? Did you notice anything today? Just go. Breathe in. Try not to move like your neck. Don't try to move your chest. Just let the air fall into your nose. It's a different way to breathe. Well, you just got to think about it. And yeah, just see what happens to your diaphragm. And let it expand your chest and diaphragm naturally. It's good, bro. It gets you a little bit looser for the day. So, yalla. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know if you're, dude. It's a crazy philo, bro. You know, I haven't given you a crazy philo in a while. I feel like they've been good philos, but nah, this philo is gonna fuck with you. I don't know if you can handle that after the AI from the future video. You know, maybe I could just become agreeable. We could go on Reddit instead. All right. Yeah, drink water. It's a good idea.
Companies out there that are
I need to get my sets in, bro.
So if things were to calm down, we could see a flood of deals and a flood of IPOs.
What's the catalyst to move higher at this point? We're coming through the end of earnings reporting season. Everybody's upset. Nobody wants to talk about AI. God forbid I mention software or the SaaS apocalypse. You're looking at Bitcoin with a 66 handle here, Eric. Gold is doing what it's doing near $5,000 an ounce. How do you rationalize the next move?
It's hard. And you also have to back up a little bit and realize that, like, we're coming off of 3 straight years of double-digit growth in the S&P 500, 2 years of over 20% growth. So we kind of are due for a pullback. But that being said, there's so much uncertainty. I mean, we're not even talking about Iran right now. There's so much uncertainty out there right now that it's really hard to see what most of the catalysts that we're looking at. And when we talk to traders, most of the catalysts do look kind of down. You look at what's going on with AI, and you know, people were rewarding AI companies for spending all of this, and now there's this skepticism about, will this pay off? We want to see a payoff. Nobody cared about payoffs like last October, but now all of a sudden we're hearing about this. So like the idea that risk and sentiment change, and then suddenly people go from a buying interest to a selling interest, that is where you kind of need to change mindsets. It may be the Supreme Court. Look, if the Supreme Court rules that the tariffs are illegal and they have to come off, that will take a lot of pressure off of the economy. I mean, the Trump administration could get a win in spite of itself on that one. But we really have to see, because right now it feels like
you don't remember when
pressure on the
everybody
downside comes in
was like,
hard,
where the
pressure on
fuck
the
is Sam
upside
Altman
comes
gonna
in
get
soft,
this money?
and that is really different from the last
They were
3 years.
posting diagrams of the circular flow.
A ruling on tariffs.
They used to.
That
They
would
thought
be a game changer
Nvidia
for Wall
was
Street.
lying about their
Absolutely.
earnings for
Absolutely.
2
And
years.
it would be clarity. I mean, right now we're dealing in a regime where, anything can happen, and on any given day, you don't really know what's going to happen when you walk into the office. So that's hard for traders, it's hard for employees, it's hard for everybody. If the Supreme Court were to just actually rule one way or another, that would be clarity. But if the Supreme Court were to strike it down, because markets don't like these tariffs, if the Supreme Court were to strike it down, that would set a lot of certainty around cost certainty, around what people are going to be spending, and that would really calm things down. Whether that would cause a huge updraft is another story, because really the S&P is trading near all-time highs, so it's hard to really complain. But in terms of getting that growth like we've seen the last couple of years, the Supreme Court has a lot in its hands right now.
Really interesting. So I'm going to throw another log on the fire here, Eric. I'm really enjoying this. I appreciate you being so generous with your time. You've got the wild card called Iran, or maybe it's just a broader wild card called geopolitics, because I could throw Greenland or Venezuela or Cuba at you, but Iran is special because it's in a place geographically that's very sensitive, and of course it's already moving oil prices. I want you to listen to Donald Trump from a bit earlier today talking about the prospect for strikes against Iran.
Iran is a hot spot right now, and they're meeting, and they have a good relationship with the representatives of Iran, and good talks are being had. It's proven to be over the years not easy to make a meaningful deal with Iran. We have to make a meaningful deal, otherwise bad things happen. But we have to make a meaningful deal. Now we may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make a deal. You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days.
So the market now gets to sweat for 10 days. We knew there was maybe a 2-week period based on what we had heard from Tehran, Eric. But with this massive buildup that the president has amassed in the Middle East, how worried is Wall Street about this? We barely blinked the last time we struck Iran.
Well, the word is struck. So the people that we're talking to that are sort of trying to game this out, and God bless you if you are, the real hope is that Trump is reluctant to get us involved in a quagmire. He's been real clear about that. So the idea of putting boots on the ground and redoing a Iraq war seems unlikely. So if you're just talking about, but if you're talking about launching missiles, and last time we hit a bunch of stuff, but we didn't really take out their capabilities. If we're not talking about us getting on the ground and getting stuck in Iran, then I think Wall Street actually can kind of bizarrely look past it. It's a very strange dynamic. It's very unsettling. From a humanitarian perspective, it's awful. But like you pointed out, oil stocks do well. So, the market is kind of cold-blooded when it comes to these things. And, in this case, it depends on what it means to get a good deal, and what it takes to get a good deal. And right now, Wall Street's betting that we won't put boots on the ground in the Middle East, and that'll keep things somewhat calm.
Interesting. This obviously allows for a lot of different scenarios. When do you start getting worried about oil? We're at $66 WTI. Brent's been above 70 on this week. It was a 2% jump today. I mean, one of the things that the president had to celebrate was lower oil prices, lower gas prices this winter.
But I mean, we are actually brushing up against the level. If WTI gets up to 70, that's when prices at the pump start getting ugly. We also are, we're coming out of winter right now. So the heating oil stuff is calming down. People aren't driving a ton. A couple months, it becomes a much bigger deal. And so that's when demand and all of that factors in, but we're not really focused on summer driving season, and we're coming out of the heavy oil use for heating. So we'll see.
Okay. ExxonMobil's creeping back up to an all-time high. I see the XLE has been cranking lately. Is this energy trade something that carries through the year?
It could. I mean, if we are going to destabilize Iran, then yeah. I mean, the weird thing about oil prices is that it moves in inverse of the stock. So if oil comes way down, like we go below 60 on WTI, the companies don't do well. So they do great when these prices go up. It's that the consumer doesn't do well, and it has a huge read-through on the rest of the economy. So oil companies do great, but the rest of the economy doesn't do so great.
Go another
And then
log
on
on
the
the
flip
fire,
side,
bro.
when things come down.
All right, thank you. I hope you got a good push-up in there. A good stretch. King of Saudi said he'll pump and flood the market to keep oil low. I mean, again, though, that's why, like, you know, you're going to deal with this Iran stuff. And I mean, you could have big conversations about it, but I do think it's the same. There's only one event and one event only. Strait of Hormuz. That's it. If you really get a conflict with Iran, I mean, last time they did it was the 70s, I think. But that's all it's going to be. I mean, you're essentially just going to, if you get a real conflict, a real problem, Strait of Hormuz is going to just be the choke point of oil. And then that's going to affect short-term volatility. But then after that, I mean, I'm sure, again, we have a lot of ability to pump. The Saudis do. Everybody does, really. I mean, now you got the Venezuelan oil. We'll see. I mean, if you get a deal with Russia, Ukraine by chance, that's the other part of it, too. So, we will find out, my friends. I'm seeing these. A lot of people are talking about housing demand today. Because, again, the pending home sales are down, but now a lot of the metrics in the last couple months, they have been killed. Bum, 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 bum. Welcome to the fireside chat, brother. Welcome. It's good. I think it's fitting. We sit around the fire while the market burns premium. That's all that's happened today, unfortunately. A lot of I mean, it's not been that bad, though. I've been watching a couple of contracts here. I haven't taken any of them. Only took one, but most of them have just, they've been burning away. WBD on the high? Hot dog. Well, you get a little bit. I mean, that's 0.2, but you know this cursed stock, what's going to happen. What's the headline on that? WBD, it's going to be something with the Netflix deal. I know there's something about a 7-day waiver. That was the last thing I heard, but yeah, Netflix actually dropping on that one. Oh, it might go. Netflix has significant capacity to raise its offer. Oh, Habibi. Oh. I took the curse. I took the cheapest one. The cheapest one that would have been volatile. We'll see. Again, Netflix raising the offer changes it up a little bit, but this always fucking gets bad. They said significant capacity. But you know I hate this, man. I think I'm gonna lose. Literally always, bro. You couldn't. There's just a cheap one. I wanted the one with a higher probability, but it wouldn't. It was literally quadruple the price. So we'll take the cheap one just in case the crackheads come alive. But then again, too, I mean, if it get a high enough offer, we hit it that one time last year. Surprisingly, I think it was on the $18 one. But yeah, and then technically we have it in the long term. It's a little bit slightly newer news. But let's see. They haven't moved yet. They have not moved yet. Oh, Reuters, by the way. No! Reuters, like, they significantly they have room to significantly raise it by 10 cents. Well, then again, though, that means I know Reuters got a bag in here then. Hold on. This might be the first time I'm aligned with them on the trade. You know, Reuters got all of them. Yeah, be careful with that if it is Reuters. As fucked up as that is. feel like Reuters are like the hyenas from Lion King. You know what I'm saying? They're like, come here, you want the news? I don't, you can't trust them. They're gonna take you to the little rib cage thing. It's all problems. Do 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 do. The rib cage, you know what I'm talking about, right? They try and get you to, that's what Reuters does. Like, they don't attack you, they lure you into the rib cage, and then they know how to play the game. Telling you, it's a curse. It's funny though, they're 280ing a lot of the other contracts, ironically enough. Yeah, they gave them all small bids. And Carvana's still dying. Oil's actually coming down too. And then Tiva, that one didn't hit either. Ah! That crackle, dude. A student in Florida got hit by a car. Was that the one they were talking about yesterday? Day 3, no smoke. Like you haven't been smoking, or the market hasn't had IGV smoke? Salam alaikum, salam habibi. Yes, let me show you. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a dud. They got me. They got me. Quitting, wow. No way, bro. That's exciting. Congratulations. Let's go, bro. You know, you just got to get, I think you got to get past week number 2, I think. Really, like 7 days. It's like 7 days, you'll just get like headaches and shit. And you'll just like, maybe, you might be a little bit more annoyed, but after that, light work. That's good, baby. Brick by brick. Go get you some sunflower seeds or something. Just do something with your hands. Am I fasting? I do it like throughout the day, but I haven't, my big fast was end of the year last year. That shit was crazy, dude. You know that? That shit was insane. I do appreciate food a lot more, and I did, I enjoyed a fast, man. I think it was good for the soul. Good for the body. Going to bed earlier too, though that'll help. Less time to act on it. But then too, you'll get rest. You're gonna wake up feeling good. Like, see, it sounds like a win-win to me, man. All right, once again, we're doing this. Microsoft's actually coming down now. Meta's still up. Where's Nvidia? And Staples, see, Staples get the little candle up. The big tech gets the candle down. There's sardine fasting. Nothing but sardines for 2 or 3 days. I did not know that. I mean, there's a lot of fasts. That's what I discovered when I started doing it. Is that a lot of people were like, you could do the Daniel fast, the fruit fast, the only carbohydrates fast. You know, there's a lot of fast out there. Do you think Fiserv will recover little by little or have a one-day rip? I think Fiserv is going to be earnings. I mean, the other day you had the people take the one like analyst or that, what was it? The fund that took a stake in it, and then they were advocating stuff for the board. But it's an earnings story. That's it. I mean, payment processors have gone, you know, they're going through a lot of competition. It's easier to replace, but at the same time, you know, it's the companies that could really perform and actually grow, they're going to get rewarded. But this is all an earnings story. So in general, most of the payment companies have been down, but for them too, it's been that lack of growth. Check out SMPL. Didn't you bring me that one? If you're bringing me this up again, I'm gonna slap you. Because then you can't, now you're just trying to talk about it. but somebody brought this up the other day, the pure protein or the Quest protein. I said it's interesting. I don't know if it's like the highest quality, especially considering it being a food play, but I do like their brand. So, like I was saying here, on some of these plays, like right now, you have an opportunity to buy high quality growth, which has a little bit more headwinds, but you're at least getting, I mean, again, you could go buy companies making billions of dollars, low PEs right now, a lot of cash, low debt, and these are some of the best names in the world. You could get those at a pretty, you know, same exact setup where you're at least going back a couple more years in time. Now, you don't have to take them, but if you are gonna, you know, I would lean more towards those than something that's kind of like a value play still not performing, if that makes any sense. But then at the same time, any of these, whether you go with a Simply Foods or a Intuit, you go small with it would probably be your best way to handle it. But yeah, I'm not, I like the brand, but it's just, I think they're probably gonna kind of meander a little bit more so than not. And I don't know why they're moving like a software stock. This all looks like the same setup as any software play too. All right, well, you just dumped, man, into the low. I would freak out more if Staples start to go with it. You know, they're kind of chilling, but Apple, Goldman now, it's actually financials. Financials are giving you the lead to the downside. They're down 1.4. So yeah, mix that in. Tesla gave you a little bit of leadership, and now that's coming down. Again, Microsoft too. Nvidia is about to go through the low as well. So yeah, you're going. The premiums are back to the damn morning, bro. My goodness. Burr, 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 burr. So top out at 2. Cash refi. Just shop it around. I mean, see what your see whoever your your bank is or a credit union, and then go to like local lenders and see what they give you. But yeah, just gonna be a matter of your credit, the equity on the property, and then you know you're gonna get the best deal from the best deal. So anybody charging you the least amount of points on it. Yeah, Intuit, they do have the risk. I mean, it's software, and then I mean, I could see a lot of people making an AI to do their taxes, but then at the same respect, I could see a lot of people getting fucking audited. they're like, yo, man, my Claude bot, I vibe coded my tax software. It says the government owes me $1 million today, and then now I'm getting audited for the last 5 years. See, and that's what I mean by like the trust, where like certain things you definitely could vibe code it, and it's, you know, software is going to be able to help a lot of those things, but then there's some things where it's like you're going to want the regulatory and the backing and just a little bit more trust and authority behind it. That's what's going to kind of give them the moat. So, you know, the Intuit, TurboTax, all of that stuff, they do have a good reputation, and like they do offer some guarantees on their filings that I do think it would be hard for a competitor to come in. But then again, if somebody is willing to go through the regulatory steps and create something like that, it could be good. But then at the same time, doesn't TurboTax offer it for free for people? Nippon Steel could raise an additional $1.9 billion by pairing shareholders, CFO says. It's free for individuals, not businesses. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to, like, I still think they have a very good access. Like, you could vibe code your own taxes, but then, like, you could also have TurboTax do it for free. So, and then at the very least, you could blame TurboTax. And be like, well, my Claude bot just didn't, it was doing my taxes from 1970. It didn't understand. It was using the tax code of Cambodia. I told it it didn't, it hallucinated. Yeah, the people that have businesses don't have time to vibe code and trust it. I think trust is the #1 thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these software, it just sucks we're not out of the damn doom loop just yet. But, you know, some of the software, like, that's where it just comes down to trust. Databases, I think that's going to be the real big key with it. Into it. Oh, Workday was the one at 2019. All right, you're getting another candle down. See if this one, this is big tech, but now staples are turning down a little bit more. Again, a lot of banks, and then global foundries. See if any of the chips start to go down. That'll be a little uglier. Yeah, chips. SMH is starting to drop. Again, XLF as well. But I think it's mostly financials, and now a couple of the big tech. You lost Tesla is about to give up half of what that moves here today. Again, and then where's IGV? IGV, not IGB, Habibi. It's free, but you have to pay to unlock certain write-offs? No way. I didn't I didn't know they fucking monetized it like Candy Crush. That's crazy. They're like, unlock new write-offs. 5 more tax-based turns. I did not know that. It's a good model. Candy Crush is addicting. It's like Candy Crush for your taxes. $20 to 29% Supreme Court ruling in favor. Is this bullish? I mean, you heard the other people. It's bullish. Like, Trump might not like it, but, you know, considering most of the market, people are brainwashed on the tariff aspect, it could have that bullish reaction. But with that being said, I think there's a higher probability you don't have anything tomorrow. Celsius popping a little bit. Kind of random considering everything's coming down right now. Yeah, NASDAQ's back to that 0.6. You were here in the morning. And then SPY 0.58. Dow's the worst, bro. Fucking staples. So, yeah, man, bittersweet. But we knew we were going to get this staple pullback. But that way, too. Hopefully you didn't get trapped in any of those on the high. The Palantir. I haven't heard about that in a minute. Isn't that PTN? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that was the end of the year. It did it back and forth a couple of times. I remember we hit that. WBD, the cars. If the Bears move to Indiana, does that raise the property? Yes. I only say that because I only have one example. When the Rams moved to Inglewood. Was it the Rams or the Chargers? I'm not that good at football, but I was looking at properties then. And I had a friend of mine. He had a property in Inglewood. And I don't know if you guys know this. Inglewood used to be the hood. Inglewood was very cheap. Myrna with a pop. But Inglewood, like, let me put it this way. My friend had a multi-unit in Inglewood. And it was going for about $450,000. That was relatively cheap. This was when the average price in LA was still above a million or like 1.2. So what ended up happening, it was the craziest thing because they announced the Inglewood Stadium and the football team. And then for like 3 or 4 months, Inglewood stayed the same. Nothing moved, nothing changed. The prices were still low. And then like by 6 months later, prices jacked up 30-40%. By the end of it, my homie's property was up to like, I think $1.4 million. And this was like a $400,000-$500,000 crib. And this was before any of the fucking pandemic pricing and all of that. So it was insane. So yeah, I do think that wherever the stadium's going to be, I don't know. I don't know how good the Bears were. Like, again, this is a football team in California. So it offered something a little different. But yeah, it was, dude, it was fucking insane, dude. So that's why the Bears are moving to Indiana. And again, Inglewood was there. Inglewood, some parts of Inglewood you could say is still the hood, but Inglewood is a $1 million neighborhood. Inglewood is, they're building hotels. They're doing a lot of stuff, bro. You know that? I know the guy, bro. This dude is a trip. I know the guy who is building the he's building the only hotel that's gonna be attached to the stadium, to the SoFi. The dude is a trip, bro. Funniest guy. He's a trip. That's the only way to put it. But but yeah, Inglewood's nice, dude. They're literally, that's what's happening in the next couple years. There's about to be a fucking, they're trying to build like a 5-star hotel out there. Like it's already boomed though. You can't even monetize it the same way as before. So yeah, it's nutty. But yeah, if that happens with the Bears, I mean, wherever's by the stadium, it's gonna rip. I have Indiana. I don't know. I don't know if my properties are gonna be where they build the stadium. That news was only announced today. But yeah, we'll find out. And then Spies, you're still kind of weeble wobbling here at the low. Oh my god, it's already 10. I feel like we were just saying it was an hour till Philo. Philo, can't you see? Sometimes the long term hypnotize me. I just love your long term ways. This is why I save and Robin Hood don't pay. I bought LONG off the TERM. Okay, I'm sorry. It's gonna be close to Gary, Indiana. Hey man, that might be what you need. Just don't. I believe me, bro. People doubted the whole Inglewood thing, and then before you knew it, Inglewood just popped. Yeah, I guess Inglewood is next to the beach. I mean, isn't Gary, Indiana next to the water? If Trump buys the Seattle Seahawks, he'll probably move them to Texas. Now the Texas Desert Hawks, son. We ain't got no sea out here. What you think this is? Long term. All right. Well, Chad, do you know what time it is? It's time for your philosophy. Market at lows. Not doing much. You should understand the breakdown. The back and forth that we are getting. So it shouldn't be too bad, but I might have to give you a viewer discretion. I would not, if you're not in the, if you just want to watch the market go back and forth, I would do that. But this Philo, man, I don't know. It's gonna be a little unhinged. It's gonna be mind-blowing. I don't know why I call it unhinged, but oh man, I like it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. You know, this was one of those Philos, but oh, it's gonna get. Don't worry, I leave out some of this stuff. I don't have to. It's not gonna get too deep. I mean, we're not gonna talk about jet fuel or any of that stuff, but it's a good one, man. It's a good one. So bonds, do we have a bond auction? Yeah, the 30-year tips are. But SPY going lower. I'll see you guys there. You got a tips auction. I mean, no one really cares about those too much. It's funny because that tips auction was a lot better, all things considered. But yeah, keep your eyes on what's going on, just the leadership. That's what you got to look out for. And God bless you. God bless America. If you would like to join the Philo, just click the link. The chat will be open. And I don't know if you guys noticed yet, but the chat being open, that's your interview. I don't know if you realize this is a tryout. I don't know if they figured it out yet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So use it wisely. I pray that you do, and I look forward to talking to some of y'all. And yeah, stay up to date with the market. Like I'm saying, it is a Thursday. You got your VIX seasonality. You got the oil stuff. Told you what to watch out for. You see the tech stocks and everything else and how that's playing out. So stay locked in, baby. But I will see you there. Bonds are moving off of the auction, and time for a good Philo. Amen. Amen.